2. Hello and welcome to Tiskre. You're two.
I'm two. Chew. How are we for time? 10:57. Okay, a few minutes. Good. Yeah. I was out at the country house yesterday and we were watching the stream of the first game. There's no one on. It's like,
no, I watched it last week. I did put something on. Hey, is there anybody? It's not the same, is it?
It's not the same.
If there's somebody not there commentating. And I said to Robbo, they asked if I do, because I was with the ladies in the morning, and I said, yeah, of course I will. I'm never quite sure how people. I have a bit of a sense of humour. I'm not trying to be too critical. I try and have a bit of fun. I don't know how it comes across because you were listening yesterday, but
yeah, it's fine.
Sort of see it as you say it, really.
Yeah, and I think. Well, when we went to Montenegro last year, we had a 6-team competition.
Oh, I didn't tell you about that. Yeah.
So we played. I think it was 3 days, and then we did this on the last day. So we let everyone on. Are we live?
No.
We'll just talk it through like this. All right. 3 viewers. G'day, guys. Yeah, so we were down in Montenegro in September. We had 6 teams down there, so 4 British teams, the Tallinn Hippos, and then the local team. And we just said, guys, whenever you're ready, just jump on and talk through the commentary. And everyone, it was 8 hours that day. It was full 8 hours, and everyone that jumped on, I listened to it afterwards. I'm like, bloody hell, guys, you didn't realise how good you were.
Yeah. Makes a difference, doesn't it? You know, if you've got somebody who's commentating on it and gives it a bit more feeling to the game that's on. But hey, and Montenegro just round the corner in a few weeks' time again for Estonian cricket. It's going to go down there, and Brett Lee's coming. Is that right?
Brett Lee's locked in. Brad Hogg, so Brad
Universe boss, is it, or whatever?
There are words that Chris Gale could be down there.
Yeah, that'd be pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And what does that entail then? Is that games against? Is that Estonian cricket promoting itself, or is there a serious part to it for Estonian cricket as well? Get our name around, how well we're doing, how we're growing, how we're developing.
Yeah, combination of all that. So it's basically the Mediterranean Cricket League. It's owned by a bloke called Jeff, who's Australian-born Croatian or Croatian-born Australian. He's based him and his mates in WA. And they started this thing 6-7 years ago. So we came in about year 2 or 3 as Sarama Cricket Club, and we met them in Split, Croatia. And ever since then, we've gone back every year. So it's a club-based, so we go down as a club, not as an association.
Okay.
But whenever you do travel, obviously you're representing the association and the country you're coming from. So, yeah, we've won it once as Sarama Cricket Club. Last year, Robbo, Marco and I went down and played for the Boomerangs. We won it again, so... So you've got
to keep that tradition going then, Stu. No pressure this year.
Pressure,
and this year is the Hippos then, going as the Hippos this year.
And Sarama Cricket Club.
And so two teams this year.
Sending 2 teams from Estonia down.
So that surely shows the development, improvement and progress of Estonian cricket, that we can now send 2 quality teams that will compete in the tournament. That's really impressive. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. And the travelling part around and the promotion of it is amazing.
Yeah.
Then people always say, and they've always said to me, I didn't realise cricket was in Estonia.
That's our biggest problem, letting the world know how good it is.
And then we just say, look, YouTube, at Facebook, at Google, at Instagram, and all the work that's been done the last couple of years, anywhere they go, there's just thousands and thousands of bits of media on Cricket Estonia. Perfect. Here's the first ball to Robbo.
So back to today, here we go. This is the Riders against the Hippos. Down the leg side, that will be given as a wide. Loosener, one would think there from Ronnie.
Good old Ronnie. So Ronnie is ex-Hippo as well. And so is Rana. So this team is born out of the Tallinn Hippos / Tallinn Cricket Club / Sarama Cricket Club, with Rana Ramand taking the lead here and getting his own team up and running.
Good. Again, more progression, more teams. That's on the legs, played nicely, but there'll be no run picked up. What do you predict today then, Stu? A high scoring game or a?
We are definitely going for a high scoring game. Okay, I think we've seen the first 2 weeks that the divisions are very even. Division 1's even. Division 2 is even, with a super over, a draw, a win by 1 run. So these are the matches that if the Tallinn Riders were looking at which team to beat this season, that they had to win to have a chance, they'd be looking at us to beat us.
Okay. So it's quite an important game then.
Yeah.
Good morning, Marco. Let's go Hippos. Benny and Robbo go big.
Yeah.
That fits into your ethos.
We last week against the Strikers, our job was to limit them with the runs and try to chase it down. This time we got a lead from the front and put the pressure on the riders.
So scoreboard pressure then basically is what.
And it's dropped.
That's put down, so Robbo's pulled that straight to the fielder, but he's dropped it, and he scampers through for 1. So put the score on the board, that's the key then, and build the pressure in the field.
Absolutely. Aiming for 180. The outfield hasn't been cut the last week, and we saw last week and also yesterday there weren't too many boundaries towards the nets. Yeah.
There was a couple of times where I just thought it was going to sail away, and it held up, so...
And with Marco on chat now, Marco's played a lot of cricket in Finland. We worked out the best way to win a game of cricket at Kerava is the team that wins who runs the most threes will win the match.
Okay, yeah.
It's not sort of ... 4 oval here at the moment, so it's sort of like 2-2, 3-2, and those sort of overs will win you the match.
And do we think this team's fit enough to run many threes?
No. No. Everything's good in theory till we get out there and do it.
But at least you have a plan. That's the main thing. It's now executing that plan.
Exactly.
So Ronnie's in. Bowling to Ben Jones. Ben Jones pulls that. Now this could sail away for 4.
Yeah,
I think that will run away for the first 4 of the innings to Ben. Good shot.
So everyone's been given a role today. I spoke to Benny during the week because we work in the same office as each other. He was a little bit concerned about his strike rate last year in the T20s. It was about 100, 120, which is good for 40 overs. He wants to push it up to about 140, and that shot there just says...
Just proves it, yeah.
He's ready to go mentally.
So run it in, bowls, and that's the same sort of scenario. Now this is where it might just hold up. No, that's going to sail away.
Go, yeah.
That's consecutive 4s there to Ben Jones. I have to say, you guys warming up this morning, and you know, that was really nice to see the guys warming up, not just turning up 5 minutes before. Yeah. Get loose, get ready, get in the right mindset. But Ben in the nets looked pretty imperious, really. He looked really good. Yeah. He looked some beautiful cricket shots.
Yeah, he's certainly fired up for the season. He lives in Sarama, so he has to make the journey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ferry, car, planes, trains, automobile to get here. And a couple of innings last year, he was really dirty on himself. He knows he can do a little bit better, so he's been sitting on that during the winter, so let's see how he goes today.
Let's see how it goes. So, end of the first over. That's a good start for the Hippos, 10 from it. Those 2 boundaries there from Ben, the last 2 balls massively helped. So, hey, better than your projected 180 at this moment if it continues. But
there we go.
Long way to go, 19 overs. Doesn't seem as windy today. I mean, we obviously, for those that watched yesterday, and there was many people on the stream yesterday, it was really interesting to see how many people are starting to grow and watch this stream. But there was 8 or 9 drop catches in the second game. But hey, to be fair, the wind swirls here at Tiskre a little bit. Is that a fair call that you can think you're underneath it and then the wind just gets it?
Definitely. It's a hard one to judge. I was trying to work out a different sort of system Tuesday night and national training with these high catches because I'm just not sure why we're dropping so many. I think the ball just drops a lot quicker than we expect. I'm not sure if it's a juke ball or not. So I tried getting a step closer than what I would usually do. I'm not sure if that worked. I'm going to try that today.
We'll see today if it works or not.
Because there's just so many gone down, hasn't there?
Yeah, there has. There's got to be more than just ability. There's some good players on show yesterday, and they were still dropping them. But so Cush's first ball was a very loose wide, but his second one in on the spot, and Robbo pushes it out there, and 1 more to the score.
So Cush is a classic ECA tragic. Like when he's not playing, he's on the stream watching and commentating. I saw his comments yesterday. He loves it. Used to be based out of Tartu, so he had to do the journey as well. I'm not sure where he is these days, but he's never more than 1 click away from being connected to the ECA.
Perfect.
Left arm too, makes it.
Yeah, it's just that little bit different, isn't it? That little bit something.
There's one there. There's one. Yeah,
that's a good run. Good run. Well done, Ben. And that's the difference. Good run. I don't know who pushed that, whether that was Robbo running not to the danger end or Ben running to the danger end, but that might have made a difference who called there. But hey, that's another one to the... And they're the ones you've got to take to keep the score trickling. What we saw yesterday is, 1 boundary and over with your 1s and 2s and 3s in 10 and over is quite easy to be... you don't have to hit boundaries all the time, but the score rockets.
Yeah.
So Bush in. Dave plays that all along the floor.
Well weighted, Robbo. He had a good net on Tuesday night for national side. He got a couple away. He didn't have a good first game last week. He'd be the first to tell you that.
Speaking to him yesterday, he was a bit annoyed with himself in that first game, but he said exactly the same, that he's that Tuesday's net went really well. So let's hope he can put that into, and that's misfield. That's going to probably run away for 4. Did he get enough on it? It's going to just fall short.
So close.
Wow,
that is so close.
You can't get much closer than that for trickling over the boundary. But 2 more to the score, but realistically should have been none because of misfield. But hey, these things happen.
So the longer grass here is sort of on the other side of it. The ground is so hard. So if a ball scoots along and hits the outfield, it kicks along. So it's a bit of a mixture there. You've got to be really careful every shot you play.
From a fielding perspective. So I'm not quite sure. That was short and outside the off stump.
He's missed it by a mile.
Dave missed it by a country mile from here, but my eyes aren't what they used to be. But the appeal went up and the umpire made the decision not out. Robbo feeling missed out there, probably.
Yeah. Oh,
that's wide, probably a wide. Is that on the track? Is that a no ball, a free hit? No, just on the track. Yeah, okay.
Just on it. It's just on that little ramp off the edge of the edge of the pitch there. Just pushed it out a little bit wider. So Kush has gone from around the wicket to over.
He's changed his angle. He has, yeah.
Well watched, Robbo.
That was good line, good length. Good ball to finish with. And if you're anywhere near the Tiskre area, let me tell you, 20 degrees here this morning. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's plenty of activity. There's rugby pitch in between pitch 1 and pitch 2 here. There's a rugby match on. There's a game on pitch 2. The sun is shining. It's beautiful. If you're thinking about what to do, then bring your picnic down here.
Definitely pop on by. Have a look. The nets are up.
Yeah. Come and use the facilities.
Yeah. So what we got down here? So Marco, what total would you want our team to hit there, Marco? Let us know. And get Anne-Marie to chuck in the total as well, and Rasmus too while you're at it. Just, let us know what you think we should be aiming at.
Yeah, we'll go to whole hog and the unborn. Let's see what the unborn would think this would be. Yeah. Let's have a family affair, Marco. That's a great shot.
Big hit, the mid-on.
That might plug, but it could. It's just going to roll, and it's
didn't make it.
It just fell short again, and there's prime example of the outfield. That was a nice shot, but it just plugged as it landed there. But
cool. Marcus on his way down.
3 more to the total.
A good 3. Yep, definitely. Well done, Benny.
Well run.
I saw a little bit, and I won't lie, because I play with these guys. I saw a lot of lazy running yesterday afternoon with the Stallions in the Strikers game. Oh, Robbo, that's 4.
That's Paul. That's 4. Don't bother running for that one. That will not be held up with the grass. That's short, too short, Mr. Bowler, and put away nice. It's a fine line, isn't it? Because yesterday, you were absolutely right, by the way. There was some very lazy running, and I think it's a mindset that thinks, hey, I'm not going to run because I'm going to smash every ball out the ground. Yeah. And that doesn't work, by the way. And it was the downfall yesterday for the team batting first in the second game. But do you think that the running is hugely important rather than just the boundaries, as we said earlier? You know, hitting in the angles, the 3 that's just been run. If you can do that on a regular basis, you don't need to smash every ball.
The running
to the boundary.
Yeah, it's massively important. It's not just the running between wickets. It's a psychological advantage of the batting team are getting on top of us. Every time we look around, they're scoring runs.
And that's 4 more.
That will be 4.
That will run away for 4 more. Bowled on the hip, down the leg side. There was nothing good about that, Mr. Ronnie. And I'm afraid it got what it deserved. Sorry, Stu.
No, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, a dot ball turned into just a little nudge for a single, which just changes the whole mentality of the fielding side. And they drop their shoulders and they start thinking, if I bowl a really good ball, they're going to score off me.
Yeah.
There's no dot ball pressure.
And I think that was the problem, as I say yesterday. You know, they pitched it up, it got launched, so they then started bowling it short because to save. So then it got put away as well, and that was all from the pressure that's there. That's the same position, but straight to the fielder this time. No run to the total.
So we got Anne-Marie with a predicted score of 180, and Marco and Rasmus are going for the 200. Optimistic boys, but I like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that should be your minimum starting point.
I think so. If we're going to be any shot of the finals this year, we've got to shot Robbo.
Straight to a fielder, unlucky.
We've got to hit 200 against...
There's one there, though. There is one there, guys. But yeah, I think you're right. You know, looking at the games, and I know we're still early in the season, but you know, there's some big scores posted. Yesterday's 180 or whatever should have been 220. Yeah. So you're going to have to post big, I think, to be competitive.
Or
that's a wide, one would think. Yeah.
And look, yesterday with the strikers, wasn't you got Ali and Bilal Masood? One got the golden duck and one got the silver duck, and lightning doesn't strike twice. I can't see those two guys getting a pair of ducks for the rest of the season, and they're going to go off at some stage, and you don't want to be around when it happens.
You don't want to be in that game when it happens, yeah.
Bilal can bang them for sure, no doubt about that.
And as we know, Safe was missing yesterday, so there's a guy that's going to come back. That's perfect running, boys. That's really good stuff. You see that fielder now, he doesn't want to come too close because he's worried about the boundary, but then you're going to nick singles, so he's going to come close. So, hey, look, it's a good start at the end of the third over, 29 for none. Robbo 13 from 13 and Ben 12 from 5. So, good start. The skipper will be happy with that.
Yeah.
And keeping wickets for in the power play, I think, is really important also.
You've got to be tidy. If you turn a wide into a 2 or a bye into a 2 or 3, it's just pressure off the scoreboard.
Do you think this is part of why Estonian cricket in general is improving, because the mindset for the game of cricket is changing? You know, people are involved who have a cricket mind, a cricket way, a cricket thought, and that's starting to filter down. Would you think that's something why we're developing so fastly and nicely?
I think so, yeah. There's been a lot of investment in grounds and facilities the last couple of years, because we had to move from the Hippodrome, as Robbo just pushes that to cover. So a short answer long is the Hippodrome got sold, so our prime focus was to keep ourselves in the ICC with 6 or more teams, to find a new facility. Tim Heath and co helped out with that, and then once this was bedded down, the next stage of the ECA was to invest in our individuals, be it at volunteers or players, and we've done that. We've got a national coach, we've got a 2-league structure now, we've got Super 8s, T10, so the players and members of the ECA can see that there's a definite structure in place. There's a home of cricket in Estonia, and they can focus on the small things, which running between wickets, fielding properly, bowling off stump, bat on ball, that sort of stuff.
So run it in. Robbo tucks it off his hip again. Scamper through for 1. That's what you've got to do. Put the pressure on. But yeah, I think, I've been here in Estonia now 4 years, and obviously the pandemic didn't help in the first couple of years. We came here in the September, and by the February the following year, the whole country came to a standstill for quite a while. But, in my short time here, it's been a huge improvement. And anybody that wants to represent their country or want to get involved, the facilities are here now, and it's only growing. So, cricket has gone from just being a few lads having a bash to being a serious way to represent your country. And learn a great skill, keep fit, good teamwork. So Cush in, bowls, Ben plays that out. But
the structured pathway from school cricket to international cricket is now there, more or less. With Robbo and Terry and that, they did a school session, then we got the Super 8s, which is your next step. Division 2, Division 1, selection for the national side, both men's and women's as well. We're in a good position where we've got a women's national set up at the same stage. Not many people know that about Estonia. So anyone can walk out their classroom and potentially play an international game of sport here for cricket in Estonia.
And I think that's a huge progress. And maybe it doesn't get there. Well, to come back to this, Kush coming in. Ben pulls that over. That's a man out there now on the deep, so it should just be the 1. So 1 more to the total. Again, we talk about this cricket that's here. This is club cricket, effectively, but you talk about the pathway. We now have a ladies' international squad. Then there's more than enough for that. So there's a development squad now on the back of that for anybody coming through, all learning from international experienced coaches, take you for trips around Europe. There's nothing bad about it. We've got Terry and Ragnar away this morning with the kids on their league in the Schnelly Stadium in the town. So, look, you know, it's not just this that you see on a Saturday and a Sunday at club cricket. The pathway is huge for cricket here in Estonia. Hey, look, good over there from Kush. I think just the two from it. So well done, well bowled. But
very handy bowler, Kush. He's very awkward to get away.
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's what it looked like. It wasn't any pace by any way, but it just looked on the spot difficult. You know, one of the greatest bowlers in the world didn't have pace, Mr. Glenn McGrath, but boy, you couldn't smash him everywhere, every time you wanted. So there is other bowlers available. That's just my view, by the way, on Glenn McGrath, but he was quality. So Tanvir, change of bowling here at the Kiev end.
So what's your take on all these namings of the ends? You got the Kiev end, the Stockholm end. It's
well, I have to be perfectly honest. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why. I'm assuming Stockholm is that way and Kiev is that way. But you know, I think as we develop this ground, it'd be nice to start to put some legacies maybe towards the ends. You know, I know there's not rafts of stands and seating here, but you know, I think we should start to build legacies rather than just random Stockholm and Kiev. I don't think it means much. It didn't to me, I must admit. But
well, back when we first started doing this commentary stuff, we had just one little fluffy microphone the size of a bloody a fingernail. And the boys would just muck around with the commentary. We're just seeing how we're going, and we just started to name cities around Europe pretty much. So that's how it happened. And Terry walked into that, so he was commentating yesterday about Stockholm and Kiev. It just brought back memories of 3 or 4 years ago when we moved out here. There was nothing around, basic setup. So even in the last year or so, we've come along a fair way.
So Tanvir, Dave lost a bit of shape there, but still got bat on ball. Misfield allows them to come through for 1. 34 for none into the 5th over.
Definitely intent there from the boys.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, hey, maybe we could have a competition out there. Maybe people could send some suggestions as to what we could call the ends. If you're out there on the stream, then let us know. What should we name the ends? That's a good ball, good line, a bit of a swing, but well done, Ben, off his toes, pushes it out. That's 1 more to the total. And again, this is really key, as we've talked about. If you can't hit a boundary, then push for 1, push for 2.
Especially
keep the scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, and the right-hand and left-hand combination out there at the moment too with Robbo. We've got a few left-handers, Rudesh and Parko, and probably another one.
But the man's out there, I think, but he might not cut that off. He does. Great footwork, young man.
Whacks the ankle out right in front of it.
For anybody, you can't see that on the stream, but look, just as a bit of advice, it is much safer to use your hands. It's less painful. 2 more to the total. That's going to go this time. And it's straight down his hands, but it's over. Yeah. It would be fair to say misjudged that.
By a country mile. Yeah.
He came in and it went over his head and still bounced inside the rope for 4. Dave could get them a little straighter. They are the safest shot he could probably play.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I think that will come during his innings.
Yeah.
He's definitely a player who can hit 360. So once he gets fully in, you know, he can cut, drive, pull, hook. He does. And
again, you know, we go back to this pathway, and there's some real good players to learn from here. Yourself, Stu, Robbo, Ben, and many others in many teams. So each team seems to have some real good quality cricketers. You know, Dave again is not the world worst with his left arm seamer either, which is always good. But
exactly,
there's some good quality players in these groups of players that you can only learn and benefit from. So. End of the 5th over, 1 more to go in the power play. Hippos are 42 for none, so ticking along nicely at just under 8.5 per over, but no wickets lost. Good foundation. Ben 15 from 10 and Dave 22 from 21. Tanvir has gone for 11 there, but he didn't bowl too badly actually, and possibly should have had the catch on a wicket, but that's not the batter's problem.
Certainly a batsman's game, this T20. I don't envy not bowling at all, to tell you the truth. It's frustrating enough as it is.
Yeah. There's no leeway for the bowler if it's gone, but definitely a batter's game. So, yeah. So
I can see Robbo putting the foot down here.
So another change of bowling. Moffies from the Stockholm end. Just pushed out. Again, it looks a bit flighty, a bit loopy, a bit difficult to get away. You know, I think what you'll find is good players like pace, because it's easier to straight if it's up and down pace. That's even better. But sometimes these little floaty in out could be. Oh, he slipped at the wrong time, but that will run away for 4 more. If I'm to be perfectly honest, he wouldn't have caught it even if he hadn't slipped. But it didn't help. So
there was that shot over mid-off I was sort of referring to last over. When Robbo's up and playing well, he's hitting the ball back over mid-off, mid-on area, and he's starting to get into that zone now. And then if they're pitching the ball up and he's going straight, then they drop it back a bit, and then he can pull and cut. So when he gets going, he's a dangerous guy to bowl against.
I'm not saying this is the worst field at the minute, but what I did see yesterday was some... let's see this ball first. Moffies in on the leg side. And that would have gone down. That would have gone into the rugby field if it had connected. But he didn't. You know, there's lots of courses. There's umpire courses. There's scoring courses. There's cricket training. Is there potential, of course, for field placings? Because there seems some bizarre field settings in these games.
I think that's the next progression for sure. We've got a national coach. He's based in England. He also coaches Cyprus. He comes out for 1 week every 4 or 5 weeks. And he's open for all sorts of coaching sessions. He'll work any hours of the day. So if a team feels like it needs a little bit of improvement or some idea on the psychological side of the fielding, he certainly can pass it on. And it's probably something the teams have to look forward to as well.
Yeah, agreed. So Moffies in to Ben. Ben drives back. Good fielding off his own bowling. Good cricket. Aggressive cricket. That's good to see. But and we have some level 1 coaches now progressing through, and that's another improvement for the association. It's all good stuff. So Moffies is in, bowls, that's on the line. Ben pushes that. They'll be looking for 2 here, one would assume. Will Robbo? No, only the 1. Come on, Robbo. Run that first one hard, my friend.
There you go. So good over there from the Riders, 6 off, bringing out the 48 off the power play, so 8 and over.
Would you be happy with that? Would you like 10 or 15 more maybe? Realistically, do you set a goal? All right, the power play we want X amount, with 2 wickets gone, over 12 we should be X amount, with maybe another wicket gone, and then the last 5 we absolutely go for it. Is that the idea? Or
generally it is, but we also have a bit of a backup plan, so I wouldn't mind being none for 48 instead of 2 for 60 at the moment, especially with 14 overs left. There was just the one chance. Apart from that, the boys have batted pretty good, got themselves in, and I think they can really accelerate from here.
Yeah, good bed to launch from, definitely. So Tanvir in again, bowls, good line. Ben's chipped that up, that's safe. And there's possibly 2. No, probably was never 2, to be fair.
Only Marco Veit could have.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe there was one guy who would have got 2 there, but he's got a bad back, I think I've heard, isn't he, Marco? So unfortunately, not playing currently. But
Hippos are missing a lot. We're missing the 3 Tims today. So Tim Heath, Tim Filer, Tim Cross. That's a big hit by Robbo.
That's out to the fielder. That's straight.
That's 4.
It's over him. Again. Realistically, that should have been taken, should have been caught, but now it's a 4. It's 4. 4. Yeah, bounced on the just inside, over his head and inside. And as a bowler, there's nothing more frustrating because I don't get that field position. You're either on or you're in. You're definitely not in the middle of that. But here we go. Anyway, Tanvir in again. Same sort of line, and he's bowled him.
There's a big heave.
It's played across the line, and he's gone. Hey, Stu, thank you very much for your time, my friend.
I'll go in at number 4, so I'll send someone over.
I look forward to seeing you smash it all over. See you soon, mate. Thank you. So, first of the fall of the first wicket there, 53 for 1. Robbo's gone. Looking to repeat the shot before, but unfortunately played all round it. So yes, Marco, looking forward to see Robbo hitting the ones to his legs as he did last year. Well, he won't be hitting any more today. So, but hey, a good little knock, got him in a good position, got them going. And as I say, 53 for 1, first wicket down. Brings in, just trying to see, is it Owen Feely, I think, coming in at number 3. And my limited knowledge tells me he likes to strike the ball hard. So yeah, Owen Feely is in next. I don't think there'll be many pushes for 1s and 2s. I think he likes to hit big, but let's see, and that'll fall into plan with Stewie's strategy. So Tanvir in, bowls, and Owen lets that go through past the off stump through to the keeper, the dot ball. Maybe that's just his one ball to get his eye in to see what's the lie and see what happens here with his second ball now. Tanvir is in, nice on stumps. Owen plays it nice and cautious. And this looks like being a really good over from Tanvir. If he can stop the boundary, he'll have gone for 5 runs and taken the wicket of Dave Robson. So finish this over off. That's a good line, a good length again. That's a nice straight drive from Owen. The fielders missed it, so they've got 1. They're going to come for 2. It's going to fall just short of the boundary. So there's 2 more to the total. At the end of the 7th over, that's 53 for 1. So, replacing Stuart in the commentary box for a few overs here, we have Mac. Good morning, Mac.
G'day, Kev. G'day, viewers.
What do you think to the start?
It's good. We talked about 200. That's still on track, I think.
Yeah, I think the power play of 6 overs, if you can keep wickets intact, is always important. Gives you a good stand to go from, and then start to go big as the overs start to tick away.
Yeah, indeed.
So currently a run rate of just under 8 per over. Projected score at the minute of 157, but as I say, there'll be some big shots start to come as the inning progresses. So the 180, 200 is very clearly still on, but let's see what happens here. Ben 17 from 13 balls, and Owen, who's just joined him, just the 2 so far. So Murphy's to continue. Bowls, Ben pulls that across. That's gone in between the fielders. They've got a deep cover out there, but good running. Poor fielding. Didn't attack the ball. Let it come to him, and that allowed Ben to come through for 2. So where do we find you today in a batting order, Mac? Up there or down there?
I think 7 or something like that. Yeah, they've elevated me today.
So got plenty of batting then if you're down at 7.
Indeed.
So he's pushed that through. Ben is going to push for 1. They're just going to take the 1. Good call. Good bit of fielding there from the fielding side.
So Ben started really well today. He's we haven't seen much of Ben this year, so Stu may have been talking about that, but
he said he lives in Saramar.
Yeah, he's looking good there. Yeah.
So that's planes, trains, and automobiles to get here every time he wants a game. But I just saw him in the nets this morning. I was just saying to Stu, looking at him in the nets this morning, looks in good touch. He played some lovely shots, and I know the nets and a game situation can be completely different, but if he can replicate that, then he'll get a good score today. So yeah. Murphy's in to Owen. Right left, idea. It just didn't quite connect. I think what would be the plan here then would be to keep Ben on strike as much as possible. Let him keep going. There's the man in.
Owen's role, as far as I can tell, is not here for a long time, but a good time. He's a strong lad, and is to make some quick runs. And if he gets out, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there's no loss, and there's 2 more to the total. The sweeper runs round, pulls it in, but
with that said, he's a decent batsman. He hit a ball a long way. Good hand-eye. Yeah.
I was going to say I've seen him a few times, and the thing that does stick out is he's got good hand-eye coordination, and when he connects, then it connects. So
yeah,
that's a great shot.
yeah.
That is a great shot in anybody's book, through the gap.
And I can let you in on a secret. He's actually using my bat. He used it in warm-up this morning, and he said, "Can I use it for the game?" I said, "Yeah, of course." But literally, it's a 40-euro bat. It's a terrible bat, and the fact that he can hit it that far with that bat tells you something.
So are we saying here, Mac, it's not the bat?
No.
It depends whose hands it is.
It's
the
all
problem.
muscle.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was a lovely shot. That's timed, that's rolled away, that's gone through for 4. Not overhit. Nice from Owen. So Mafee's in. Similar scenario, dabs it down. Point picks it up, and no more. So, yeah, Dave's 31 off 27 is a good start. That's what you want. Definitely want him to be ahead of the strike rate rather than behind it as an opener, so that's really good. The end of the 8th over, we're up to exactly 8 and over now. We're 64 for 1. So
yeah, it's a shame to lose Robbo. He's always a slow starter, but once he gets going, he's excellent. It looked like he was just getting going.
Yeah, it did. I think it would be fair to say he had a couple of really should have probably been taken out here, but they didn't, and I really thought he was going to go on and capitalise from that. But hey ho, that's the beauty of cricket.
So I'm sure this has been talked about over the last few weeks.
It's out. Oh, he's dropped it. So Ben's got away with one. Not only is it a drop, but I think he's going to get a 4. He does. So that's gone over the boundary for 4, but really should have been out. So hey Ben, keep your head up. Forget that, mate. Next ball. Yeah, sorry, mate.
Move on. No, you're talking about attacking fielding earlier. It's hard work out there at the moment. The pitch is up, the field's up and down. Yeah, you're often not rewarded with attacking fielding at this point in time.
That's out there. Should be 2 if they push, but no. Phil picks it up, throws it in, so 1 more to the total. Yeah, I having a walk around on the ground this morning, it's really difficult to field on it. Actually, it's a bit uneven, it's a bit bouncy, it's a bit, and then when it goes in the air, it swirls quite a bit. Obviously, with the air. Let's go again. Then Hippos, surely no, just the 1 there to Owen Feely. So, hey, when the multi arena is built with all the stands around and a perfect scenario.
Yeah, no, it's a great field, and it will come good in a couple of weeks once we get a bit more rain. And
so there's a few. Is it the ball patches? Is that because of the weather? I mean, we have severe weather. Minus 30 in the winter and plus 30 in the summer, so effectively a 60-degree swing. Is it really difficult to keep the ground in perfect shape?
No, generally it comes up really well. This early in the season, it's hard. There's no irrigation here, so we're a little bit limited in prep. I know the guys haven't mown it this week, so it's longer than normal. But it'll come good. But I think you'll find that a lot of the teams are actually holding back a little bit in the field at the moment.
So Owen tracking down, but inside edges it for 1 through. Are they looking to push? No. Just 1 more to the total.
Look at Ben go.
At the end of the 9th over, 72 for 1. Owen 10 from 10, and Ben going nicely 26 from 18. Marco, yes, Owen deserved to be a captain back in Ireland and opened the batting for his team. Yeah, you can see why. I think, like Max said, he's either go big or go home, and if he comes off, he will get some very quick runs, which is what you need at the top of the order in a 20-over game.
In this format, this is what we're after.
Yeah, you definitely don't need a Jeffrey Boycott in this in this style of cricket. Showing my age there, viewers, I do apologise.
What we need is a Marco Vike. That would be useful.
Yeah, that would be. And again, we briefly talked about Marco earlier. No, it's not just the hitting the boundaries; it's the pushing with the running that he's really good at and turns 1s into 2s and 2s into 3s quite easily. It's makes a huge difference. A very, very good runner, very good cricketer, to be fair.
Yeah.
So is that wide? It is. Yeah. So Mafee's continuing. But a wide given there, so we'll have to bowl that again.
Yep. some great cricket yesterday. Really entertaining couple of games.
Yeah, I didn't see the... sorry, I'll come back to it. So Owen tracks down but misses again. I didn't see the morning game because, as you're probably aware, the ladies started their league cricket yesterday morning. Saramar ladies against Tiskre Penguins. And what a great game that was. A golden ball was needed. They tied at the end of their 10 overs, but Mafi's coming in. Again, Owen dabs that down. Well done, Ben. Good running from Ben. Yeah, push it on. That's good. So that was really exciting and really good to see the ladies now developing and having a league. And so I came and saw the afternoon game, and that was a really good game of cricket. Really good, great game of cricket. You know, it swung both ways. I'll come back to it. Mafi's coming in, bowls. Ben Jones on strike. Ben drives, pushes through the gap. I think he'll be looking for 2 here. He must be 2. Yeah, good running, Ben. Yeah.
Oh. That was in the air.
That was much closer than I anticipated. But in the end, a good bit of fielding. Good throw into the keeper. And Ben just gets over the line to add 2 more. So, yeah, yesterday afternoon's game, you know, they were 140 for none after not many overs, 10 or 12. You thought there was going to be a big score, but the fielding side came back, recovered. The guy who in his 1 over went for 17, and then he ended up coming back and getting a 5-fer. So swings both ways, and then they really managed the chase very well and knocked the 180 off in the end. So good standard of cricket, really good to watch.
Yeah.
So Mafiz is in. Ben Jones again pulls that straight to a fielder. They'll push for 1, and that's all it should be. Just a 1 more to the total.
Yeah, we trained with some of the ladies on Friday night. They joined our training.
Okay.
And, yeah, some really good energy, great bowling. They're looking good.
Yeah, it's really coming on nicely. And, you know, I was talking to Stu earlier about the development of cricket here in Estonia as Mafiz in. Owen chips that up. That's pretty safe. They're going to look for just the 1. Difficult catch over his shoulder, running backwards, never easy to take. We'll take into consideration a little bit of swirling wind, but yeah, the start of the ladies' cricket yesterday morning in a league. They now have a ladies' national team with a development squad on the back of that, so that's improving. The junior cricket in the Schnelly stadiums on a Sunday morning. You know, when I came to Estonia 3 or 4 years ago, that was miles off. So. Ben dabs that down, pushes through to 1. Good cricket, Ben. Last ball of the over. We'll put him on strike at the start of the 11th over. But yeah, the development of the squad and those ladies. You know, okay, there's lots to learn because there's lots to learn in lots of ladies cricket all around the world, and some countries are far more advanced. But generally, the Ladies World Cup not that long ago, teams were being skittled for 25 and 35, and you know that's going to happen. But the fact there is a ladies' team, there's a pathway, there's a development squad to get you into that league, and the experience will only benefit Max. So a little conversation in the middle there between the umpires and I'm not quite sure if it's the captain. Is it captain? Is it Rana?
Yeah,
I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. He seems.
Is he remonstrating about something, do we think, Mac, or is he just asking where they're going for tea tonight?
Yeah. Rana suggesting the Hooker Palace, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, clearly. Will he be working then?
A change of ball, or what was going on there? Or drinks, maybe.
Hey, Trav, welcome.
10 overs, yeah.
So it'll be the drinks. Trav has joined us. Good day, Kev. Good day, Trav, and Macca. So, hey, are you still in sunny England, Trav? I think you had the delightful match of Southampton yesterday, as I understand, seeing them relegated.
Good day, Trav. Is Trav playing in the yellow football team?
Trav, if you could answer that, that'd be really impressive. But we're just going to have a drinks break, so we'll disappear for a couple of minutes and then we'll be back. But Trav, put your answer in the chat and we can talk about it a little bit more after the break. See you in 2 minutes. So, back for the second half of the innings. I think 79 for 1 you'd take. It's a good footing, but change of bowler from this end.
Rana.
He'll not be happy with that misfield. Ben cuts it. He's gone for 1. They're pushing for 2. Should be easy in, and well done. But yeah, I think you'd be looking for 100 or so. I think from these second 10, Mac. Would that be a fair reflection? I think you need to be 180, 190, something like that.
So, yeah. There's been some big scores already this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So Rana's bowling something a little different than normal. Normally comes around the wicket.
Okay. Rana, a experienced player in the Estonian cricket. Has he played for a while?
Yeah, he was literally one of the founding team.
Okay.
He's played for a long time. He's played in the national team. Yep.
So Owen picks that up, pushes it out. They'll push for 2, surely. Ben will come back, slight misfield, but he gets it in. Another 2 to the total. This is good aggressive cricket from the Hippos, but
very wily cricketer.
Okay, bats as well, I would think. Then does he?
But back in the day, he was. I've seen him make 80 in
very quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
And Owens chip one up. That could be straight to the fielder, and he's shelled it. So let's push for 2, surely. Yep, they do. Comes back. I was talking to Stu earlier about what is noticeable, I think, is a lack of knowledge on field positioning. I know this looks like a decent field today, but I saw yesterday, and especially in the ladies' cricket, there's a lot of learning to be done. Rana comes in. Tickles it outside the off stump, but misses. From a learning perspective, and therefore it would be good with Richard Cox when he comes to teach on those skills. But I think as Rana comes in, bowls. No run there. It's good recovery there from Rana at the end of that over. Fielding practice.
Yeah.
I think it's clear that it probably needs improvement.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All round, really. And we all like to smash it out the ground, and we all like to bowl as fast as we can, but there is no place these days in modern cricket without the third discipline of fielding. I think it definitely can affect you winning or losing a match.
Absolutely. We all talk about it, but we're all guilty of just batting and bowling. It's more fun.
Exactly. That's the key. It is more fun, isn't it? So, but fielding's a really important part. But hey, that'll come. Again, the more we play, you just look at the development of Estonian cricket over the years, and that'll be the next thing that will improve. So, bringing him inside the circle there, you can't see. If you wondered why the wicketkeeper was just flapping his gloves, he's you've got to have so many inside the circle. I'm not quite sure whether it's 3 after the power play or 4, but the rules, so it makes it more exciting cricket, more open spaces to attack. So changing bowling from the Stockholm end is Mosher coming in. What do you think to this Stockholm end and Kiev end, Maka?
I like it. I think it makes sense.
That's pulled by Ben. There's push for 1. There should definitely be 2. He does come back nicely.
Probably makes more sense to our international audience than some of the Estonian names. But
yeah, I think definitely. Again, it's probably be the theme of the day of what we call the ends. But at some point, do you look at building the legacy and calling the ends certain things rather than? So I'm sure he's in. Ben pulls again, found the gap. That will go for 4 between the two fielders. No, scoops round, and just 2 more to the total.
Yeah, well, that'd be wonderful. If we got to the point that people understood where Kakame was, that'd be great. No, really, I support that 100%. But I think the international's a bit of fun.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. That's straight from Ben. He's looped it, but he's safe to do that. That'll plod. And Owen pushes back for 2. This is good running. Again, no boundaries here, but 2, 2, 2 from the first 3 balls just keeps that ticking over nicely. So
that for the rest of the game would be ideal.
Yeah, exactly. If that sort of 10-ish, around 10 and over gets you the 180, 190 that we think is going to be a competitive score. But so our lock is in.
Oh, no.
Misfield, they've gone for 1 and just the 1. Misfield didn't cost too much there, but bowling side or a batting side then, the Hippos, Maka? What's your strength?
I actually think we're pretty well balanced. Probably weighted a little towards batsmen, I think. When Robbo, Stu, Ben, Beefy all contribute, we're pretty powerful. I mean, Kaller is actually a decent batsman and rarely gets a bat. We've got quite a few half-decent batsmen that bat well down. So,
well, I think you have some big hitters. I think you have some nice stroke players from what I've seen, but I think, like you say, the mix is really important, and that's what you seem to have. So Ben tickles that through first slip somehow. They've gone for 1. Are they going to push for 2? They should do. Come back for the second. That's 10 from the over so far with the end of the over called. So there's your 10 from the over, from the 12th over. So without a boundary hit. So that's really good. And you will get an over of 15 or 16 or, where the boundaries will flow. But if they're not coming, that's the perfect scenario, really.
But I think from the bowling side of things, we have a decent mix. We've got some good faster bowlers in Kalle, Robbo, Parko, and then we've got Ben who swings it around, and we've got a few slower bowlers as well. So there's a bit
good mixture. Good side on paper.
Yeah, indeed.
And we've all played, no doubt, over the years in many sides that were brilliant on paper, but just didn't quite fulfil their potential on the game. But what's really important is you can have all the best players in the world, but enjoy it also. You've got to come, have a bit of fun, and I think the team spirit that the Hippos have is really important. That's a good thing.
It's a big part of who we are, is giving everybody a go. Our team is a bit nomadic. They wander around. That we rarely get the same 12 turn up every week, and we do try and rotate a few different people through. So, yep.
Yeah, which that's giving people a go, and I know somebody dropped out, so that helped. But it's giving a debut today to a young kid who's coming into the game, which is really encouraging and nice to see.
So this time of year, our strategy is about obviously winning as many games as possible to make the finals, but we also make sure that we've got a lot of people with 3 games under their belt, so they will qualify for the final as well.
Okay, so you have to have played 3 games in the season to qualify for the final. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Which is a really good idea. That stops you bringing in some superstar just for 1 game or 2 games towards the end. Yeah. So, okay, nice.
And so come finals time, we have to make the finals. That's the first
that's
priority.
the first.
But then we have a pool of, 16, 17 people to pick from. Yeah,
good idea. Your options then, haven't you? You've got options, and if somebody can't play, you've got somebody that can fill in that because of the availability. So. Yeah. So Rana continuing at this end. I mean, the scoreboard's a little behind, I think. I think it's still Rana continuing.
Yeah, definitely.
So there we go. So in bowls to Ben. Ben pushes. There's definitely 1. Probably would have run a bit harder, put a bit of pressure on that first one. But hey, there we go. These guys know what they're doing. 1 more to the total. And we'll see Owen T. Hoff here now.
We'll see. Owen struggled last over against Rana, so we'll hopefully...
Does no sight screens make a huge difference?
I don't know. I've never heard anyone complain about it.
Okay.
This year people have started talking about it because there was an option to put some sight screens in.
So Owen comes down, Macca, and finds the gap. That's gone for 4 runs. It's my favourite corner, cow corner. I used to love that area. If ever I was batting, you'd just put 4 or 5 out on cow corner, and you'd get me eventually. But sorry, back to the side screens.
I guess as we encourage more and more touring teams to come here, then things like side screens are important. Stu's of the opinion you should watch the ball and not worry about the what's behind it. There we go.
So he struck that. That's not going to go near a fielder. That's 1 bounce. 2 bounces will run over for 4. So 4 more to the total. So what we got here, Trav saying nope. So I'm assuming that's the YOLO football. We have our first international subscriber viewer on. Good morning, Mr. Wood. All the best to you, Mr. North Weekly Cricket Club in the UK. I'll come back to it in a minute. Owen strikes again, and I'm afraid it's the same result: 2 bounces and 4. Some good striking. So
same result, better shot though.
Yeah, much better shot, much more controlled. Never in any danger. So Owen is really loosening his shoulders now, which is what he's here for. So yeah, back to Pete. Pete Wood is the Mr. North Wheatley with Leverton Cricket Club in the UK. Top-notch groundsman who's finding it really difficult at the minute because of the weather. They're one of the first few clubs in the UK to do live streaming, and they during the COVID times they really started to progress that, and they've got a really good channel now on YouTube, North Wheatley with Leverton Cricket Club, and they have a highlights package on a Sunday evening, 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock Estonian time, and it's really fun to watch. It's a good club, North Wheatley with Leverton. So welcome aboard, Mr. Wood. I think you had a good result yesterday as well, but I haven't seen any Wheatley worm burners here, Pete. So Marco says, love to see this running. Yeah, for those of you who don't know me, I love to see this running. It is definitely not something that I could compete with. I'm not built for running. I'm not really built for walking, to be fair, but I am definitely built for sitting in a car and driving around. But yeah, you're right, Marco. It's what's helping keep this score ticking along. And as we said, the last couple of overs were short of boundaries. They kept the scoreboard rolling, and now we've hit 3 consecutive boundaries here. So Rana in again. Where's Owen going to put this one? He's going to get 1 at least, possibly 2. Is he going to take the 2? They are. Ben's going to have to push here.
Look at that.
But good running.
Marco's going berserk at home with that sort of running. That's excellent. Trav's asking about what happened with the first wicket. Can you do a replay of that?
Yeah, I can. What happened to the first wicket? Well, the first wicket and the only wicket was Robbo. And if you want me to be brutally honest, Trav, he played across the line. He played 2 shots to cow corner that went for 4 each, and he tried to replicate it again for a third time, and but unfortunately didn't connect. But the ball did connect with the off stump and bowled him. So. But again, credit really to Robbo. He did what he was expected to do, 31 off 27. He got the run rate up and running, but he just went a little bit for 1 too many and missed it. And it's amazing what good straight bowling can do. Because if you miss, they hit. Yes, Mark, clean bowled correctly. Correct. So Ben outside the off stump.
Not sure what happened there.
Much better second shot. Practice shot looked good. But there's a big gap again there if you could find that outside. That's looped. That's floated up. And that's a great catch taken just on the circle edge. So Ben goes for a well-worked 44 from 31. He'll be very frustrated with himself. But hey, look, Ben, that was a good knock. It's got your team up to a good score. That's what you were sent in to do. So good little innings there, 44-31 from Ben Jones.
Fantastic knock, but yeah, you'll be right. He will be frustrated with that. It was a big loopy.
It was loopy, wasn't it? Yeah.
Plenty of width, plenty of time to smack that anywhere he wanted it, and he just
maybe too much time. Would you say he had too much time? And I think good player. He visibly, clearly is a very good player. I think he would prefer pace. He prefers it coming on because good players generally like pace. Yeah. But that little bit of slower, loopy makes you think: do I play this shot, or this shot, and end up playing none of them and get out? So
if those balls didn't get wickets, I would not have any.
I was just about to say I built a career in the UK on those balls. So absolutely, slow loopy stuff is the way forward, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, look, that was a good strike for the field inside. They needed that, I think. But the only problem with Ben going out is another quality guy coming in Stuart Hook, captain of the Hippos. So he's about to face his first ball. Let's see, drives it through. That's probably what Ben wanted to do, but didn't wait. There we go. 1 more to the total. Takes it a 114 for 2, halfway through the 14th over.
Look at Owen going now, 30 off 22. That's excellent.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of a slow start, didn't he? He was never behind. He was sort of, 3 from 2 and 4 from 3 and et cetera, but that he's really excelled and expressed himself here. And that's exactly what he was in to do, and now he needs to just go on and ideally double this score. He didn't know what to do with that one. He went down, came back, but pace off the ball is probably making it difficult here, Matt.
There's plenty of height there.
So a lock is in. Owen ready. A full toss.
That could be caught too. No.
Oh, but I would be having you a fine there, my friend, for a refusal. That looked to catch. Maybe the sun is in his eyes. I don't know. Maybe, not sure. But hey, look, end of the 14th over. 115 for 2. 6 overs to go. Projected score up at 160. I think that's highly likely. If they can keep the wickets, if these can bat for another 3 or 4 overs, then I think the 180 is still achievable.
All swings on S. Hook here. He can make a lot of runs quickly.
Yeah. And this is quite a dangerous time, I would have thought, for the field inside, because Owen looks set now and, likes to open his shoulders, and Stewart can definitely score quickly. Key moment in the game, I think, here, is to...
We've got Calais next, I think, from memory, and he also scores very quickly.
Okay. So a change of bowling from the Kiev end. It's Anand bowling. That starts with a wide, which seems... doesn't start with a wide.
How's that not a wide? Yes.
Oh, it is a wide.
Yep,
I was just about to put my glasses on then, Macca, thinking my eyes have gone.
Just jotting it down first, which is important.
But first ball, again, seems to be a common theme. It'd be interesting to see in the statistics how many first balls of an over have gone for a wide. Is that not loose enough, or not ready, or not sure?
I guess so, yeah.
That's more more on the track, and that's not Owen's game. I'm not sure. Tried to guide that one down, I think, to on the 45 on the point, but hey, he's gone. Done a good job. 31 from 25, but I think, as I say, this is a really important time here for accelerating in these next 3 or 4 overs. So Callie in next. Correct me if I'm wrong, Macca, but national team opening bowler?
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely national team. Definitely a bowler. Usually opens.
Yeah. Just for those who, I am very limited. Please don't start asking me too much Estonian, but I think his nickname is Fishy, because kala in Estonian is fish. Correct. Is that correct?
Yep.
There we go.
Different spelling, but sounds the same.
Sounds the same, yeah. We don't worry about spelling.
Speak Estonian, yeah.
It's all about the pronunciation.
Yeah. No, but he's been fishy forever, and he's a fantastic bowler. Yeah,
he's a good guy, and he's come from Tartu this morning, so another journey, and that's down the leg side. Extras. It'll be interesting to see how many extras have been given today. So Trav says Owen has yet to hit a 6 in Estonia. Really? He's a big enough lad, and he was close today with a couple that bounced just inside, but hey, well, that record continues then, as he's not going to chance anymore, but that's down the leg side again, so that's another wide. So the good thing about this, what seems in this over, Macca, is it's, look, the bowler doesn't know where it's going, but I think that's a good thing, because if he gets a straight one, then the batsman's not ready for it, which is what's happened so far, so... but a licorice all sorts.
Yeah.
So he's in, bowls. I was going to see what the practice shot was there, because if he'd have played that on the side, it would have, that it was bowled. That might have had a chance, but he tried to pull that across the leg and missed it. But it's a really good over from Anand here. 1 wicket, just the 3 runs. Okay, a few wides, but that'll come. Let's tickle that round. There'll just be the 1.
He's calling leg byes.
Did he call that leg byes?
Yeah, I thought that came off the bat.
Okay, I thought he'd tickled that round the corner, Macca, but
yeah,
but clearly not. But let's see. There's still 3 balls to go in this over, I think. I'm not sure if it's up to date. The
3
scoreboard I
legal
can
balls.
see. So. But
No
way.
Leg.
I'm afraid that wouldn't have hit another set on wheels, my friend. That was going down leg side. But hey, I like your enthusiasm. And if you don't ask, you don't get. It was quite funny in the game yesterday morning. We were talking about in the ladies league, Sarah against Tiskre Penguins, and the lady nicked it behind, and they just assumed then that would be out because they knew who'd nicked it. They knew that nobody appealed. Because they thought, and luckily one of the fielders appealed. Otherwise, the umpire can't give it out, as you know. So, and the batsman didn't know to walk. That that's a learning curve if they do learn that. But yeah, it's quite important, isn't it? The umpire can't make give you out if you don't appeal.
You have to ask the question. Yeah.
So that was on the back of his exuberant appeal. So. Calla is an exceptional fielder, says Mart, on top of being a great bowler and an unpredictable batter.
That's true. He's got a great arm in the outfield.
Has he?
Excellent catch. Yeah, no.
Good all-round cricketer then, basically. Brings to the team...
You want him in your team every day.
Yeah. Now, he has tickled that one round. Has that found the gap? The sweeper's coming round. They will definitely get 2 picked up.
And one of the lovely things about Calais is he doesn't talk much, so he's not one of these guys banging on, telling you how good he is. He just quietly goes about his business.
Just quietly goes about his business. Yeah, he seems a really nice guy, I must admit. I've only had a couple of run-ins with him, but yeah, seems a nice guy. So 5 overs, 5 overs to go, 123 for 3. Projected score still around the 164, 165 mark, but.
Feels a bit quiet for this time of the
it seems to have gone down at the minute. I don't think there's much pressure on the field inside. They're not nudging and nurdling like they were. But again, it's surprising, isn't it? It's still 8 and over, but when you look at the 9-ball overs, then you're probably going to get... you're automatically going to get that. But it seems to have gone very quiet at the minute. But
guess we'll get some of the quicker bowlers come back next over.
Yeah. And, I think they'll have to bowl out, and therefore that might help. It definitely helps Stuart, I think. So just setting the field, just making sure people in place. Alok is in. No, it's changed his mind. He's back, but he's in this time. Bowling to Calla. Calla scoops that round. That should just be 1. It's a good job he stopped that there because there was nobody backing up. There was the guy down there in the deep mid just didn't move at all. I think he's a fielder. Is he a statue? No, he's a fielder. Yeah. So I lock in. Stewart's on strike. That's down leg. Oh. That's so wide. One would assume it is.
Bread and butter normally for Stu, that sort of ball. But
yes. Maybe it's just not quite as easy out there this morning. Maybe he's out square. That's definitely 1. The guy's round, picked it up. They're pushing. They're coming back for 2. Stewie's going to have to move. But he's in. I think they knew. Nothing wrong with the appeal, but the appeal was short-lived. They've moved on.
What's going on out there? Well, the umpire stepped in.
Okay.
Things getting a little eager.
Yeah. Interesting. Hey, I like a bit of passion. As long as the passion doesn't overflow and doesn't become personal, then there's nothing wrong with passion in a team. That is a fact.
How the field in that position could be so sure about a run out at the other end, but anyway,
he's definitely not in line.
No.
Whether it was a different incident or not, Mac, I'm not sure, but he definitely has no say on the run out from that position.
Maybe he saw a short run or something.
Maybe. But again, it's not the bat. That's the umpires to call. But anyway. More to the total. In comes Alok, bowls. Stewie's picked that up. There's a guy out there. Will he snaffle that?
Yes,
he has unbelievably caught that.
Is that Ronnie?
Unbelievably. He snaffled that in the deep, which is why they're very excited. That is a great catch.
So this is an interesting stat about Estonian cricket. We talked a lot about drop catches earlier. It's a feature of the game, but no one drops Stu Hook.
It's just a well-known fact.
So, yeah, it's almost a guarantee outcome. That's really disappointing for Stu, though.
Do you have to get padded up soon?
Yeah,
I don't know, but don't let me hold you back. But thanks, Macca. But look, that's a big wicket for the field inside there to take Stu Hook, because he can be damaging. Thanks, Macca. Much appreciated. Enjoyed that with you. So thank you. But look, it's gone very flat for the Hippos. We were just saying how quiet it seems to have gone, and that definitely seems to be the case. But the projected score of 180 is starting to look a little bit out of reach at the minute. But Richard Parkin next in, left-handed batter, and bowls a little bit as well. But let's see, the 2 new batsmen in. So obviously Richard not faced any balls, and Callah's only faced 4 at this moment. So definitely the ascendancy is in the field inside. So they are very cock-a-hoop. Good old English phrase, a bit cock-a-hoop. It's a good over from Alok, a wide, a wicket, 3 runs. So a bit of all sorts. Let's see what he brings here. So great run in from Callah. That's gone no more than 5 yards from the wicket, and they've come through for a single. So takes the score on to 128 for all our Australian friends listening. 4 for 128. So Callah pulls that. A one-handed effort in the field is put down, but they scamper through for 1 more run. Takes Callah on to 2, and the score to 129. 1 ball remaining of the 16th over. So it's going to be an interesting last 4 overs coming here. Let's see what happens. Run rate is dropping a little. Predicted score has dropped a little. It's good work from the field inside, but a bit of self-destruct from the batting side, I would also predict. So Alok finishing the over there with a dot ball. Richard Parkin very tentatively tried to push that out, but Ben Jones 44 from 32 and Dave Robson's 31 and Owen's 31. Look, put the Hippos in a good position, started them off nicely, but it seems to be fading a little bit here, and the pressure's starting to build now as to hit this 180 that Stuart referred to earlier. But you would have expected Stuart to have contributed to that, but some of the fielding that we've seen over the last 2 days just didn't seem to sit right there with that guy taking that catch out in the deep, both hands. He was sat on the floor when he took it, but he's taken it, and there you go. So, change of bowling again, this time from the Kiev end. Missed everything there. Callah looking to drive that on the onside, but missed the bat, missed the stumps, through to the keeper. Had in hands moment, but hey, he lives to fight another ball. So 129 for 4 into the 17th over. Anand's bowled well so far for his 1 for 5. He's in, bowls, a good line. Callah pushes. There's no run. Another dot ball. Hey, maybe we have views from the original 180 to 200 was the predicted score 45, 50 minutes ago. I wonder what you think now will be a good score out there. Good comeback from the field inside. The riders have done well to hold this back, but in Comes Anand now. Bowls. That's a full toss. That's absolutely dispatched by Kala for a very good 4 runs. So that's a no ball. And that will be a free hit also, will it? For a no ball. It is a free hit. There we go. So, license to thrill here, Kala. Where can he dispatch this one? And he does dispatch it, and that's pulled. They'll get 1. The guy outside in the edge fields it. They're looking for 2, but change of plan. A good idea. He's got a good arm out there. So just 1 from the extra ball free hit. Takes the score on a 135 for 4. Halfway through the 17th over. What can Richard here do? And in. Richard scoops it out wide to the fielder and a dot ball. So Anand in, bowls. Outside off stump. Richard goes to play, misses through to the keeper. Can't afford dot balls at this stage of the game, but bat on ball is what you need. You need to keep that scoreboard ticking over. You don't have to hit every ball for 4. But bat on ball, rotate the strike, put pressure on the fielding side. You're building pressure yourself on the batting side by missing and the dot balls. But in. Stewart clubs it. They're going to definitely get 1. Will they push for 2? Kala, good turn, good running from Kala there, turning to 1 into 2. Probably given that the fielder didn't attack the ball, gave them the opportunity to turn a 1 into 2 there. So end of the 17th over. Projected score is, as I say, still on the decline. So last 3 overs need to be some big hitting here to get up to that 160, which is what's projected. But at the start, if we remember, the plan was for a 180-200 score. So let's see what transpires. So it's going to be a lock continuing from the Stockholm end. No, he likes to do that. Start his run up, then stop, and then go again. Is it psychology? Or does he just forget to check where his fielders are before he bowls? Anyway, he's in. Kala scoops that for 1. Richard turns. He pushes. Good running. Again, turning those 1s into 2s are vitally important if they're going to get up to a competitive score here today. Marco, need every run. Yeah, let's go. I think that's vitally important at this stage, Marco, now. Keep that scoreboard ticking, bat on ball, the runs virtually at all costs. You know, still 6 wickets in the hutch, so still plenty of time, plenty of people to come to keep that scoreboard going. Kelly pulls that out. They've gone for 1. They're pushing. This will be tight if he has a good arm. But again, 2. Good running. So Marco also says Fishy, second best runner at the Hippos. Now, I wonder who would be number 1 in that list. Be interesting to see views on that. It's definitely not Dave Robson. But that's gone up in the air. Callie's got away with that. So there'll be 1 more to the total. 143 for 4 with 1 ball remaining. Sorry, miscalculated. 2 balls to come. Parko goes to play down the leg side. I hope the wicketkeeper was jumping around there for just a bit of fun and not for an appeal, because that was never an LB. Anyway, in a lot comes. Parko connects. He's found the gap, and that will go towards the rugby field for 4 runs. Great way to finish the over. 9 from it. That's Lock's final over. Bogwell 2 for 29. At a rate of 7, so below the actual current run rate. 2 wickets, so a good contribution there. But Parko finishes off his overs there with a 4 from the last ball. So we go into the last 12 balls on 146 for 4. Could do with a 20-25 from these 2 overs really, which won't be easy. So the opening bowler Ronnie coming back on from the key of end for his last over of the innings. Fishy will be on strike, and I need to push hard here, take every run with them. So he's in, bowls, good line, good length. Dot ball. So Pete Wood says, no, NWLCC TV, thanks for the plug. Hey, no problem, Mr. Wood. I, like many others around the world, at 9 o'clock this evening will be ready for your post to see your game from yesterday. So Kala has gone. In comes Rudesh to replace Kala. Not what the Hippos wanted. First ball of the 19th over. So in pushes that out. Rudesh's first ball. That'll just be 1 more to the total. So good opening 2 balls from Ronnie so far. A wicket and a 1 run. Parko goes for the big hit. That's gone up in the air. That should be taken and is taken. So not the over that the Hippos would have been looking for at this stage. So Parko gone, 7 from 7. 2 new batsmen at the crease is the last thing as the batting side you would want coming towards the end of your innings. It's much easier as set batsmen to score than it is to get 2 new guys. So really well done to the riders for pulling this back and taking wickets at vital stages. As we said 3 or 4 overs ago, it was a key moment, key time in the game, but it's definitely gone to the riders these last 3 or 4 overs, and I can't see the Hippos getting 160 now. So, but hey, who knows? Mac Sedgwick, the new man in. Nice session talking with Mac earlier over the microphone. very knowledgeable, understands cricket really well. Got a good tradition here in Estonian cricket. But in is Ronnie, bowls down the leg side. That will be a wide. Be interesting. I can't see a scorecard, but it'd be interesting to see the number of extras given by the riders in this game. It's be quite high, but definitely into double figures, which has a big effect. So appeal for LBW, I think. But not entertained by the umpire in any way, shape or form. So Ronnie in, bowls. That's gone down the leg side also. So that will be another wide given. Marco saying get to 160. Yeah, I think that's a minimum from here, Marco. But couple of lusty blows will be needed. But that's gone straight to the fielder and nearly ran out, backing up there, Rudesh. But I think 160 is probably the best you're going to hope for as a Hippos supporter at the minute. But let's see. As Ronnie's in, Mac faces. It was on his legs, he's missed out. And the end of the 19th over. So 1 over to go. The Hippos are 149 for 6. And I think they'll be disappointed that they're in this position. Ben, Robbo, Ben Jones, Dave Robson, Owen Feely, all contributing really well. Probably 100 runs there between those three. The rest have not contributed as would have been expected, but let's see what this last over brings. Cush will bowl it from the Stockholm end. Rudesh will take the first ball of this last over, and I think 160 is a minimum that you need to be looking for. But let's see what happens. 18 extras, yeah. Thanks, Trav. So 18 extras and 3 men have got 100. So there's 120 runs out your 149. Needs to be a team contribution to get to a much higher score, but Rudesh pulls that. They've got 1. They're going to push for 2. Fielder doesn't pick it up, makes it comfortable in the end, 2 to the total. But that little middle order there didn't quite hit off. Stewart was unlucky, but he was caught to a blinding catch. Made a big difference. But hey, it is what it is. That's cricket. So 151 for 6. Bush is in. Rudesh pulls straight to the fielder. Fumble in his hands, so it allows them to come through for 1 more to the total, taking them to 152 for 6. I think a couple of boundaries are needed here. Some lusty blows from Maka would be greatly appreciated. Currently none from 3, which is not the ideal scenario in the latter overs of a T20. But let's see. Bush in, bowls. Maka dabs that down. They'll come through for 1. Get Rudesh on strike. $153 for 6 with 3 balls remaining. Bush is in. Rudesh clips off his legs. They're going to go for 1. You've got to push for 2. You've got to go at this stage. Maka makes it to misfield by the bowling end. But hey, nothing to lose at this stage. You've just got to push, push, push. Sacrifice your wicket if you need to, but the runs are vitally important. So 2 balls of the innings left. Rudesh on strike. Kush is in. Bowls. And a miss. But push, push, push. Yeah, that's good running. And 1 to the total that possibly shouldn't have been given. But hey, you don't want to lose by 1 run now, do you, riders? But Let's see. So, final ball of the innings. I think 160 will be not achievable unless he hits a 6, obviously, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, Mac to face the last ball of the innings. Cush's bowled really well. He's wicketless, but he's bowled really well. So they've pushed. They're going to get 1. Barring some crazy fielding, there we go. That's the end of the Hippos innings. A very disappointing 157 for 6 after they started so well. Ben Jones, Dave Robson, Owen Feely did a good job, but then it tapered away towards the middle and at the end of the innings. But hey, look, you never know. Cricket's a beautiful game. 2 or 3 quick wickets, and the Hippos will be well into this from the beginning. So the Riders need 158 from their 20 overs. We'll be back in 10-15 minutes. Stay around. So, welcome back for the start of the Riders' reply to what you can see now is 162 for 6. So, during the break, the umpires added 5 penalty runs to the Hippos score. A misdemeanour by the wicketkeeper, faking taking the ball, so unfair sportsmanship when the ball was not being thrown to him. So the umpires made the decision to add 5 penalty runs. So the Riders now need 163 in 20 overs. So let's see how they go. Opening the bowling for the Hippos from the Stockholm end will be Kala Vispalu, the national team opening bowler also. And let's see how the reply goes. I think quick wickets are, as Marco says, just looking, quick wickets, anything can happen. You're exactly right. I think the power play will be important in this, and then the game management from both sides, really, from a fielding and a batting side. So let's see. Looking forward to an interesting second half to this game. 163 required. Anand and Vinod opening the batting for the Riders, and Kala is in to bowl the first ball and nudge down. That'll be a 1. Should be no more. Fielded and return to the keeper. 1 off the first ball. So pretty standard field set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the circle. As Khaled comes in, second ball, bowls, good line, good length, just outside the off stump. The batsman had a nibble, but no edge, went straight through to the keeper. And a dot ball. So a good mixture of bowling, as Mac referred to earlier, in the Hippos side. Some pace, some slow, some swing. Let's see what they're all going to need to perform as in comes Kala. Bowls, again a good line, a good length, pushed out to the offside, fielded at point and returned to the skipper. Returned to the keeper. Skipper Stu Hook stood at first slip, directing proceedings. So, good opening start from Kala, the first half of the over. Let's see what the second half brings. He's in, bowls. Again, a good line, good length, tickled off his legs. Down here to fine leg, fielded by Owen, and in, another 1 to the total. Be interesting to see whether they tee off from the start, the Riders, or whether they accumulate and then start to strike well. But let's see. Wisely playing Kali very suspectly, which is a good idea as he's in. Bowls. Again, a good line, good length. Anand can only dab that back. And if he can finish this, will be a great start to the reply from the Hippos. Let's see, but no real rush. There's only a projected run rate of 8.4 to win the game, which, as we've alluded to earlier, is not big on this field. So Kala is in, tees off. That's going to go over the top of Dave Robson, who's chasing it. Should pull it in. They'll come back for 2, but should be no more, and brings the over to an end. 4 off the first over. Good lines, good lengths from Kala. What could be key here is the number of extras given. As I say, there was far too many given away from the bowling side of the Hippos. Of the Riders. So let's see if the Hippos can improve on that, which will make for an exciting game also. So an interesting stat to mention here for the Hippos. They giving a debut today to a young boy who's coming through the ranks here in Estonian cricket. So it's good to see the juniors being given a chance. 12-year-old Henry Pattenden playing in his first game here for the Hippos in the Estonian Premier League. As in comes Owen now from the Kiev end bowls. Down the leg side, starts with a wide. Really got to tighten up on all these extras. But yeah, good to see young Henry playing in his first game here. Didn't get to bat, but wouldn't have expected to in a team of men. But he stacks up quite well as a bowler and might have some contributing to do in the field. So let's see what happens as in comes Owen. Bowls outside the off stump and through to the keeper for a no run. Owen is in. That is slayed down. They'll come for a second. Will they pull it inside? Yeah, fielder just inside the boundary. So no more than the 2. So Owen up to the stumps, bowls outside the off stump, smited for none, straight to the fielder. Quick return into the bowler and a dot ball. Beautiful conditions down here at the Tiskre National Cricket Ground today. There's this game here on pitch 1, there's a game on pitch 2. In between there's the rugby game happening. It's great to see as in comes Owen. Bowls, good line, good length, and how was that missed? But it's gone through and past everything. But importantly at this stage, another dot ball. Wickets always help. The quick wickets, as Marco referred to earlier, are vitally important. But not quite sure. Another coat of paint on the stumps, and that would have been bowled. But it's a good tight over so far from Owen. Let's see what can continue. Is it in? Bowls again, a good line. There's an appeal for LBW and he's given. And he's given. Great quick wickets as required there from Owen Feely. Nice and straight, bowled. And Vinod has gone. LBW for 3. Great start for the Hippos there in the second over. Take their first wicket. Puts the pressure back on the riders. Good straight bowling. Well bowled here, Owen. Just what was needed. Well, thank you very much, Savio. Savio saying Hippos know how to bowl to their field. This will be a good challenge for the riders. Also loving the commentary. Thank you very much. But yeah, you're probably right. You know, a couple of games we've seen so far this season, two second weekend in now. If you can bowl, if you can set a field and you can bowl to that field, it makes scoring really difficult. Do your disciplines really well, and it puts pressure on the batting side. So yeah, it's a good point, Savio. Well made. Bowl straight, bowl to your field, and you're going to be in with a chance of winning most games if you can do that. But anyway, last ball of the over. In comes Owen. He bowls. And that is an absolute peach of a ball just outside the off stump. What a great over from Owen. A great finish. 1 for 3 off his first over. The Riders 7 for 1 off 2. So it will be Kalla to continue. And bowling to Anand. Rana was the new man in for the Riders, but in comes Kalla. Bowls. Again, a great line, great length. Good fielding. Well done, Ben Jones. And a dot. Kalla went for 4 in his first over. Didn't get any wickets, but good tight bowling. You know, it's a well-known saying in cricket that bowlers should actually bowl in pairs, and you don't want to bowl tight one end and then let it loose at the other. And these two so far have started really well in that bowling and pairs front. But he's caught connected there, but it won't go for 4. Dave will pull that up on the inside, launches it in, so 2 more to the total. I think what is clear already is Anand likes that shot. But fielding restrictions don't allow you in the early stages, the power play, to put your fielders everywhere you want them to. So it's a sensible batting approach. All the majority of the fielders are in the circle, as you can see. But Kalla's in. Bowls, again, a good line, a good length. He's lobbed that up. It's going to fall short of Dave, but they come through for 1 run. So Rana in at 3, the new man in, taking middle stump. So Kalla up to the stumps, bowls, good outline, good. Oh, that's flayed away by Rana, short and wide outside off stump, and sails away for the first boundary of the innings. 4 to Rana. Kalla will not be happy with that loose ball. 16 balls bowled so far. That's the first loose ball bowled, and it got what it deserved. Dispatched to the boundary. So let's have a response from Kalla. He's in. Bowls on the legs. Tickled round the corner by Rana. They push for 1. Brings the score up to 15 for 1. With 1 ball remaining of the 3rd over. So good tight bowling still, despite that 1 boundary. If you tight bowling and just give 1 boundary away, then, that's okay. That's acceptable. Stewart, quite rightly here, moving his field accordingly. Change of batter. We've seen what he likes, seen what he wants to do. Drop Dave back. That's good. Brought a guy into the boundary, into the circle to fill the gap. He's in. Made him do something different. Very good finish to the over. So halfway through the power play, 3 overs gone. The Riders are 15 for 1. So good start by the Hippos, which was what was needed. Nice and tight. Rana is on 5 off 3, Anand 6 off 7, and Kalla none for 12 from his 2 overs. And Owen will be on here at the Kiev end to bowl his 2nd over. So Owen in, up to the stumps, bowls, hit the leg, tickled down to short fine leg, and no run taken. So back to his run up. In, nice smooth run up to the stumps. A good line, a good length again into the block hole. It's well picked up, well fielded by young Henry out there at square leg. Looks good in his kit, but even better when he grows into it. That shirt would fit me. So Owen again up to the stumps. Bowled a good over so far. That's gone up in the air. There's a catch here. And it's down. It's dropped. Stuart Hook drops. What looked from here a relatively simple catch seemed a little slow to react. You have to take these chances when they come your way. But anyway, Owen is back. His run up is in. Again, a good line just outside off stump. Rana pushes out, but no run is taken. Let's see how costly or not that could be, that drop. But there's been quite a few drop catches this weekend, but probably none as easy as that one. So Owen in, bowls. Again, just outside, but short. Has got dispatched. Simoon chases, but it just trickles over the boundary for a 4. So 4 to the total. Bit too short and wide there from Owen. But again, 2 boundaries so far in the first 4 overs is okay. Is acceptable. Current run rate is only 5.5, so they're going pretty well. But here's Owen, last ball of the 4th over. Bowls again, a perfect line just outside the off stump. A great response from Owen, but it sails through to the keeper. Brings an end to the 4th over. 21 for 1. The riders have moved on to, and we'll probably see a change of bowling at the Stockholm end. No, Calla looks like Calla is going to continue. It's probably bowl your best bowlers at your best batsmen is probably the theory here. Keep that pressure on, get them behind the run rate. But good opening spell from Owen and Calla so far, with 2 overs remaining of the power play. So Rana on strike. In comes Calla, bowls, it's short, it's wide, and it's given a wide by the umpire. So 1 more to the total. Brings them to 22 for 1. Anand on 7 and Rana on 10. Short and wide does definitely get dispatched. So think about this when you're bowling. That's better, that's up there, that's full. That's good, that's between the gap. Henry swoops round. And sorry, it's Macca swooping round. Pick that up. Just a 1 more to the total. It's a better line and a better length. Repairs to the zinger stumps, clearly. See the bails flashing. Okay, we're all set. Calla in, bowls. Oh, big swing, no ding from Rana Mashur there. Goes through to the keeper. Rudesh doesn't take it cleanly, but no runs. Vitally important. Calla bowls again, a good line, a good length. It's pushed on out to mid-off, but no run. Expertly fielded there by Dave Robson. I think it's Dave Robson. I keep getting mixed up with John T. Rhodes, the fielding skills. But no, it was Dave Robson, definitely. Marco says he doesn't drop many. No, I think that's referring to Stuart's drop in the last over. He probably doesn't drop many, but and he shouldn't have dropped that one, to be fair, Marco. But hey, you know, these things happen. It's the good thing about cricket. As a batter, you get another chance. It's not always the case with a bowler. A bad ball normally gets dispatched. But hey, let's see. Dave moves out. Obviously, Anand's favourite shot is out into the deep. So the field changes for the different batsmen. Again, a good line. That's fielded by young Henry out there. Well done. Into the keeper. And no run scored. So in comes Callie. Last ball of the over. Again, line and length. Smited for 1. Will they push for 2? No. Good bit of fielding. In. Backing up. Yeah, good cricket. 1 to finish the over. Takes them to 25 for 1 off the 5th over. So 1 over remaining of the power play. Currently in Hippos success, you would think at this stage. Keeping the score really tight, which is really good. And Owen will be continuing here from the key event to bowl his 3rd over. This is really good bowling from the opening pair. Doing really well. So we've seen where Rana likes it, short and wide. So let's see what happens. As Owen is in, he bowls. It's full. It's up there. It's fielded by Henry. It's back to the keeper. A rubbish throw, young man. But there you go. And no run. Stewart tinkering with his field again. I like this. So, Pete Wood, go well, young Henry, an honorary NWLCC member. So, thank you, Peter. He's very proud today. So, for those who don't understand that, North Wheatley Leverton Cricket Club, who we referred to earlier. So, Owen is in, bowls, a big swing, doesn't connect. Good bit of keeping by Rudesh. Tries to take the bails, but he hadn't left his crease, so nothing happening. So yeah, Henry started his cricketing life back home in the UK. Was on the Nottinghamshire under-13s programme, and then he moved to Estonia with his family. So he's now continuing that, but has a big involvement not only with Retford Cricket Club, but with North Wheatley with Leverton Cricket Club also. In fact, he arrived today for the game in his North Wheatley with Leverton sponsored shorts. So he's very proud today to appear in them. But yeah, started as a young boy in Retford Cricket Club, and as Pete says, an honorary member of the North Wheatley with Leverton Cricket Club as well. So really good to see him continue his cricketing career. So Owen is in, up to the stumps, bowls, a full toss, but it's only gone out there to Richard Parkin, who fields, rolls the ball back. Great field placing again by the skipper. And 1 more is added to the total. 26 for 1, with 3 balls remaining in the power play. Power play means that the fielding side can rearrange their field, make it easier to defend. So again, Owen bowls, but the field is set perfectly, straight to the fielder. So 1 more to the total. Huge benefit here, restricting the boundaries. And this is a clear example. Let's hope they can continue, but a clear example of how bowling to your field is vitally important. It's stopping the boundaries and putting pressure on the batting side. So Owen is in, up to the stumps, bowls again, full, and fielded off his own bowling, good commitment. And hey, look, this is a really good, intense opening session by the Hippos. There's still 14 overs to go after this last ball, and they have to keep it going all the way. But really good start from the Hippos, putting pressure on the Riders, opening batsmen. Number 3 and number 4 will be coming in feeling even more pressure. So Owen finishing the over now. He's up, he bowls. Yes, he's hit. It's gone for 1. They shouldn't get any more than 1. They don't. And as the power play comes to an end, the Riders finish on 28 for 1. Good opening power play by the Hippos. So I should say, in fairness, really, to Henry, who turned up in his North Wheatley with Leverton Cricket Club shorts on. He did also have his Retford top on. So supporting both clubs. So change of bowling from the Stockholm end. Ben Jones comes on with his little swingers. First ball is a little short, but only gone put away for 1 from the Riders. So when he comes, his second over. Again, that's not very well connected, but they've gone 1. They're going to go for 2. And that's good fielding from Henry. And relay throw in from a long boundary. Really good. Good cricket. So 2 more to the total. Run rate is increasing for the Riders to 9.66 now. It's good pressure from the Hippos. As Ben is in, up to the stumps. Again, the swinger that's gone in the air. That's pretty safe. Mac won't get round to it, but he will stop further runs. Good bit of fielding. And just 1 more to the total. Again, good line, good length from Ben. 1 more to the total. Tight bowling. Again, one of the big differences so far, as we've alluded to earlier, is the lack of extras given away from the fielding side. It's vitally important on a small run chase that you don't give runs away unnecessarily. Ben is in, that's short, that's wide, but he's got away with it. So, you know, maybe the batsman's eyes lit up there, thought he was going to put it halfway into Tallinn town centre and didn't do anything with it in the end. So got away with that, Ben. He's in, bowls, last ball of the over. It's good lines, good length. It's straight to Richard Parkin and the end of the over. So just the 5 from the over. Another good tight over from Ben Jones for the Hippos. 33 for 1 after 7 overs. And that run rate is now creeping up to 10. But as we're saying, 10 is not a lot on this field. It's a beautiful day. The ball's flying, so a couple of boundaries, and you're soon back into it's not unmanageable at this stage. 10 per over, which is vitally important. Why the Hippos have got to keep this intense pressure up, not to relax, not to think, hey, this is a really good start, because the really good start could soon be all undone. So got to keep the pressure on. Got to keep that tightness in the fielding and the bowling. Change of bowling now from the Kiev end, Richard Parkin. Let's see what continues here. Anand struggling, 13 off 18 balls. Rana Mashur, 15 off 16. So both will be looking to accelerate their strike rate here. Let's see what happens here. So Richard in, bowls. It's looped up. They've gone for 1. It's past Stewart, who's going to chase it down inside the boundary. They'll get 2, but should get no more. Good bit of fielding. Well recovered. 2 to Anand. Takes the score to 35. In pursuit of 163. Richard is in, bowls outside the off stump. That should just be 1. Somehow managed to drag that from the offside to the onside. But lost his shape there in the shot, but well fielded. So another 1 to the total. Good line again, good length from Richard. Not much Rana can do with that one other than just hit it back to the bowler. Another dot ball. Concentration is needed here now from Richard, every ball. So he's up to the stumps, he bowls. Again, a good line. And somehow that's gone through, but they've got one. Half chance there maybe through the close fielder's hands. But still only one to the total. The boundaries still dry. Not many boundaries being hit, which is really important. So Richard is in. A great line and a great length. They're looking. They're going to push for one. No, they're sent back. So another dot ball. So the final ball of the 8th over is in. He's bowled him. That's a great bowl, a great line, great length and good pressure from the Hippos. Allows them to take their second wicket, and Anand has gone bowled parking for a struggle, I would say. But that's good pressure built by the Hippos. Good tight bowling, excellent fielding, good captaincy by moving his field accordingly, made the batsman do something. And yeah, well done Hippos, really good. So the end of the 8th over, the Riders are 37 for 2. Need a further 126 from 72 balls. As I say, the run rate now to 10.5 per over. But anything could still happen. They bat quite a long way down the Riders, so this is by no way means over. But they've got to keep the intensity. So Travis says Henry on debut. You're right, Travis. Henry is on debut, my friend, which is really good to see for the youngsters coming through the pathway system here in Estonia. Allowing Henry to make his debut here for the Hippos. But it's really exciting to see. Trav, just read that one. Big Al, go well, Henry. Yeah, okay, looks like they're taking a drinks break now. We'll come back to the comments, but Big Al says, go well, young Henry. Yeah, Al, he was very excited when he got the nod yesterday that he was playing. He was going to be 12th man. That was going to be his start, and but somebody for him luckily dropped out. So bang, he was in. So very excited young man. But he's holding up well so far. He's doing a good job. He's not let anybody down, and that's really important when you're coming through. And he will only grow and be better for this. So, but hey, look, we'll do some more comments, and we'll be back after the drinks break. Stick around for what's going to be an exciting second innings. So, ready to resume. Rana, the big player here, the superstar player for the Riders on strike. Ben Jones coming in, bowls, short, wide. But a good field placing means that should only be one run. Simoon fields. Relay throw in, back to the bowler. 38 for 2. A break sometimes can damage the concentration. The Hippos have got to get back onto this as they did in the first 8 overs. Really tight, really impressive. Alok is the new man in for the Riders. He's facing Ben Jones. Just outside the off stump with his little swingers. Difficult to play. It's not all about pace if you can line and length and swing. So important job here for Ben in these middle overs. And Richard Parkin from this end. So let's see as he's in. He bowls. Again, short. A diving stop from Richard, good commitment, means there's only one more to the total. Takes it on to 39. Trav says, nice turn from Parko. It was like Bambi on ice, Trav, Bambi on ice. That swung a little too much, and that's given us a wide. Well taken at first slip by Stewart, caught that one. There we go. Marco, great performance so far. Keep going. You're absolutely right, Marco. It's very impressive from the fielding side at the minute. They've bowled with good line, they've bowled with good length, and has he given him stumped? He has given him stumped. That is a great piece of work, Marco. You'd be very happy with that piece of work behind the stumps. Didn't look like there was much movement from Rana, but obviously too much. And I think it's Rudesh behind the stumps. There's a nice bit of work there. And he's gone. The big man for the Riders has gone. That's their star player, 17 off 19. Struggled a little bit, but he's back in the hutch. Can't do anything about it now. So great piece of bowling by Ben. Good lines, good lengths. Again, Marco, as you said, great display in the first 8 overs from the Hippos. Tight, commitment, dedication, good field placings from Stewart. I refer to that a lot, but it's really important that you don't just put players in the same position for every ball of every over of every batsman. So this is a good display so far. They're in the ascendancy, but there's still a long way to go. So 40 for 3. That run rate is creeping up now, 10.8. Saeed Ashkar is the new man in for the Riders. Let's see what he can do as he takes his strike. Aditya says, Richard setting up the batter through the over to get the wicket. Good example from a smart bowler. Yeah, exactly. Built the pressure, didn't he? Bowled well. He bowled good lines. He bowled good lengths. He didn't change. And then it looked like a quicker one that went through that bowled him Savio. So well bowled from Richard. Anyway, Ben is in. Oof. Saeed knocks a 1 off his first ball. The score moves on to 41 for 3. And the last ball of the 9th over coming up now. It's in. Ben, good lines, good length. That'll be a dot ball to finish the over. So you worry about a break. Okay. I think he moved out of his crease before the umpire called it over there. So Ben was going to run him out, but common sense prevailed. We saw a man-cad yesterday. You don't see that all the time, but man-cad. But, it's a legal part of the game. So don't back up too far. You can be out. And that happened in yesterday afternoon's game here. Made a big difference, but so Richard to continue here, sets himself 3 steps up, bowls again, short, wide. The man is out there. They take the 1. Fielding is completed, and 1 more added to the total. So Richard in, bowls again. Throws it down the leg side on this occasion, which is Hippos have done really well in reducing the number of extras, which has kept that pressure on. But anyway, that one was a wide down the leg side, given. Got away with it, really. Marco says, very impressed with Rudesh. Last week, stumped all, if I'm not mistaken, while standing up to Parco. Yes, hey, looked really good. Looked a piece of smart work there. So, bit of competition for your place, Marco, which is really good. Competition in teams is really good, but you still get yourself fit and get back. You bring a lot to this team as an individual also. So looking forward to seeing you back. But, so Richard steadies himself up to the stumps, bowls. That's a good line and a good length. It was that good line. It was that good a length. It's bowled him. The rider's innings is falling apart a little bit here. Good tight bowling, good full straight from Parco. Gets him another bowled wickets. Impressive figures, 2 for 7 so far from his 8 balls bowled. So 44 for 4. Run rate up to 11.16 with a current run rate of just under 5. So yeah, Hippo's doing a great job defending a relatively small total in 163, but they've not let up so far in the first 9 and a bit overs and need to continue and see this game out. So the new man in for the Riders, taking a leg stump guard. Let's see where Richard puts this one. His customary steadies himself. 2, 3 steps in, bowls. Good line, but I don't know if that was a dive or he fell over. But at the end of the day, Owen fielded that and no run was taken. It's good tight bowling here from Richard. So he's in, bowls, again a good line. Just drifted down the leg side. It started well, but obviously drifted down. So he needs to start them a little bit wider. So Chandru is the new man in. Facing Richard as he's in, bowls. Again, a good line and a good length. Rudesh takes that well. Good tight bowling. Keeping the pressure on. 45 for 4. The Riders in response to 163. Required to win. It's drifted down the leg side again from Richard. Just needs to readjust his line back to the off stump line that he was bowling. Got away with that one outside the off stump, but another dot ball. So 2 relatively new men at the crease. Chandu faced 3 balls and Alex faced 3 balls. As Richard is in, final ball, that's outside the off stump, a little too far, that's a wide. So a bit of a loose over from the extras here from Richard. 4 wides bowled, this is plus a wicket, plus 3 dot balls, so a bit of all sorts, but let's see what comes with this last official ball. Oh! So a dot ball to finish the over. So at the halfway stage, 10 overs bowled. The Riders are 47 for 4. They need a further 116 from 60 balls. The run rate's creeping up now to 11.6. The Hippos have to keep the pressure on, have to keep it tight. And let's see where this goes. Which way is this gonna go then? Have the Hippos done enough to quell the run chase, or is there still plenty in the riders' talent to chase this down? 116 from 60 balls is starting to become unmanageable. But let's see. A few lusty blows, a couple of big overs, and they'll be right back in. But here's Ben continuing. Good line, good lengths. Loop that up. It's past Dave. They'll come for one. They'll turn for two. Dave will pull it up inside the boundary. And two more added to the total. Again, good lines, good length from Ben. One, they scoot through for one. Dave throws, misses, backed up by Owen. Finished off by Simoon. And one more to the score. Brings it on to 50 for the loss of 4 wickets. So off the hip, they come round, Owen's there, backed up by Henry, one more to the total. So Jones in, again a good line, good length. Looks like Richard swooping like a cat to stop any quick singles. So Ben in. Again, a good line, good length, but he's found the gap. But Macca picks it up. No, he misfields. First misfield, really, of the game for the Hippos. Allows the riders to come back for two more to the total. Bringing the score up to 53 with one ball left of the 11th over. Jones in, outside the off stump. Missed, dot ball. The over is concluded. The run rate is starting to be a concern, I would think, for the riders now. 12.2 needed per over. Still some good bowlers in the pack for the Hippos, still more to come. So Simoon and Robbo and young Henry maybe, possibly not going to be needed, but there's still plenty of bowling in that pack there to keep this pressure on. But it's going to be Richard continuing from the Kiev end. Stu tinkers with his field, just make sure people are in the right places. Really important part of the game. Fielding. So Richard is in, bowls, outside. They'll scamper through for one, that's all it will be. So Richard in, sets himself, down leg side. So wide. One more to the total. Ball will be bowled again. Alok, he's on 6. Chandru on 2. Richard in. Bowls. Oh, that's a good line and a good length. That's where you need to bowl, Richard. It's very difficult to get them away, and you're in with a chance of an LB or a bowled if they miss that. So Customary sets himself, 3 steps in. Good line again, good length. That's hit out, but that will only be one. Simoon does the fielding. Gently rolls the ball back. Very sedate. Need a spark in the rider's innings here. Otherwise it's just going to peter out to nothing. And not going to compete at all on that total. So, a good line, good length again from Richard. But there's one. No danger. One more to the total. Aluk moves on to 7. Chandru on 3. Batsman, I feel, is missed out there. Alok, that was short and wide, but didn't manage to complete the execution. So, another dot as we come to the final ball of the 12th over. Richard steadies. 1, 2, 3 steps. He's in. He bowls. And he's appealed for an LBW, and it's given. It's given LBW. That's a good line and a good length from Richard. So Alok has to go. LBW for 7. 57 for 5 now. The rider's in a little bit of trouble. The run rate's up to 12.98. 1 ball to go of the 12th over. And these middle overs, look, the opening bowlers of Owen and Cali bowl very tightly, very well. And these middle overs have been bowled very well by Ben Jones and Richard Parkin. The middle overs have really been impressive. It's a chance where the field spreads, there's more runs, but they've kept it very tight. So really well done to the Hippos as a unit here, have performed really well. But hey, still 8 overs to go. You know, you've got to concentrate all the way through. But really good bowling from Richard and Ben. So that's the end of the 12th over. And now, here we go then. So, a change of bowling from the Stockholm end. "12-year-old Henry Pattenden gets his first bowling stint in the Estonian Premier League with the Hippos. Go well, Henry. So he's in, bowls. His first ball is on the money. Good line, good length, young man. Exactly, Marco. Parko! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. So, Henry now coming in for his second ball. He's up to the stumps. He bowls. Again, so close to his first wicket. But his heart will be fluttering. He wanted to do so well in this game today when he got the nod, and so far the young man's coping pretty well. In, bowls. Bowls a no ball. Forgot to let go. It can happen. And a free hit. So, this will be a test for the young man. And he also gets a warning for above shoulder height. But let's see how he responds. Good test of his character for the young boy. So, Marco, first ball wicket for Henry. It would have been nice, my friend. He nearly had it with his second ball, but it... anyway, up to the stumps. Here he comes. Bowls. He bowls a wide, but at least the free hit still continues. Hey, Romeo, my friend. Come on, Henry, my little star. Man, take the show today. Thank you, Romeo. Great to see you on the chat also, my friend. Henry now then, up to the stumps. Bowls. That's a good line. That's a good length. And no run. So halfway through his first over. There'll be a bit of nerves for the young boy. You always, when you come into men's cricket, you always want to do so well. But he'll grow into it. He'll learn. And being around this environment is really good for the young man to come through and learn. And well done. Congratulations to Stuart Hook for giving the young man a bowl. So he's up to the stumps. He's in. He bowls. And again, just a dot ball. You know, the best way for these young boys to learn when they come in, and girls in the ladies' team, is to put them in there, you know, and they will only grow from it. So congratulations. It's easy just to bring a kid in and make him field third man, fine leg. But congratulations to the captain for giving him a go here. But anyway, he's in now. Bowls. Good line, good length. Edged out, should just be the one. Moon comes in, swoops, picks it up. One more to the total. One ball left of the 13th over. Henry's first over in men's cricket here in Estonia. Let's see what he comes with. So he's up into the crease, bowls. And that's been launched over the top. It's going to run away down the hill. So pulled up just... No, it's gone for 4. It has gone for 4. Off the last ball. Has it gone for 4? No, it hasn't gone for 4. I'm not quite sure if it has or it hasn't gone for 4. Confusion. And can't see if it went over the boundary or not down there. Whatever, it will be the last ball of the over when they decide whether it went for runs or didn't go for runs. It was definitely a 2. The confusion is whether it went over the line or not. But I don't quite understand what the confusion is. The fielder knows or doesn't know if it went over the line. I'm not quite sure why it's so difficult to understand. If it goes over the rope, it's a 4. If the ball doesn't go over the rope, but the fielder is over the rope when he picks it up, that is also a 4. If neither of those things happened, it's a 2. So it decided, it went for 2. So Henry's first over. Couple of wides, no ball, but respectable 5 runs off the bat. So well done, Henry. Good start. From the Kiev end, change of bowling also will be Moon, who, if you look at the run-up, you'd think is a pace bowler, but it's very wily character. Gets lots of wickets in the summer here in Estonia. Just does a little with them. He's good line, he's good length, but a bit dibbly-dobbly, but generally, I'll put a kiss of death on him now, but there we go. Anyway, it's smited out. It's 1. There's a slight misfield, but they haven't run hard enough. So there will only be 1. So Simon now up to the stumps, in, bowls. Oh! And yet again, that's missed everything somehow. But a great line and length from Simon. So Romeo says, what kind of bowling, Henry, the youngest boy on ECA, doing today? Stump to stump or any kind of spin? So we'll come back to that. In comes Simon now, bowls. Again, Simon just puts it in that place that makes it very difficult to put away. Stump to stump, Romeo, but yeah, you know, a 12-year-old in a men's game of cricket, he's that's all he's got to do at this stage, stump to stump. He wants to be a pace bowler when he grows up, so it's a great start for him. Anyway, in comes Simon. Bowls. Again, good line, good length, but he's got that past the infield, but the sweeper will come round. He's Owen, picks it up, so one more to the total. Some lady called Surly Pattenden. Now, I think that might be his mum. She's a beautiful lady, and she says, "Go, Henry!" Yeah, and he's done really well there, mum, in his first over. But in is Simon, bowls, and, well, I don't quite know, again, how that has missed. But please do not be fooled by the quality of Simon's bowling. He's exceptional. Romeo, Simon is the exactly Romeo. Simon is the mystery bowler in ECA. Very good bowler, very wily bowler. Somehow just manages to loop it and dip it and swing it. And, so just trickled down the leg side there from Simon. As a wide is given. Romeo, maybe you've got a view on Simon's run-up. I'm not quite sure it needs to be so long, but hey, maybe. What do I know? Seems a long run-up, but you've played with him many times. You know that's probably just the rhythm that he gets into, but that's knocked out there for one, fielded by Stewart inside the circle. So one more to the total. 68 for 5 at the end of the 14th over. 6 overs to go, 95 required. A run rate up now to 15, just under 16. It's going to be a real tough ask now for the riders. This really is for the Hippos to throw away. Ronnie has moved on to 3 from 5, and Chandru 7 from 15. And a good opening over from Simon here at the Kiev end. Only went for 5. So the skipper must have felt Henry did okay in his first over, because he's given him another over. So Henry, let's go, my friend. Let's see what you can do. Stewart setting the field. A really good skipper in Stuart Hook. Adjusting the field accordingly. So in comes Henry for the start of his second over. Bowls. They're very brutal on the wides. That swung away. The batsman's played and missed. The keepers took it, but a wide is given. It is what it is. Bowlers, you know what the rules are, so it is your responsibility to adapt. But and he comes again. Bowls. That's a better line. A better, again, same scenario. Just swinging it away on that off stump. So good opening, 2 overs, balls, sorry, from young Henry. So as he comes up now, up to the stumps, past the umpire, bowls. And again, that's got up in the air. It may plug. They'll come back for 2. could have gone anywhere, but went up and over. Moves the score on to 71 for 5. A further 92 still required from the riders. As Henry is in, up to the stumps, bowls. That's tickled off the pads for 1. Picked up by Owen and returned. So 1 more to Chandru. Moves him on to 10. Ronnie on 3. The score moves on to 72. And the run rate is still on the increase, up to 16.55. So Henry now past the umpire up to the stumps, bowls. Oh, good line again, good length, bowl into your field. A couple of man back deep, that's a perfect scenario. Again, well done Stuart Hook for your field placings, my friend. Not only is it against where the batsmen are trying to put it, but you're looking at the bowling, where the bowling is going. It's really good, sensible cricket here from the Hippos. Good line again, good length from Henry. So as he turns now, sets himself, comes up to the stump, bowls. That's up in the air. That will potentially just be the 2 as Matt comes round. Swoops, picks it up, throws it in. Stewart again, just tinkering with the field. Noticing the little bit of swing that Henry's getting, moves the guys round. He's trying really hard to get this bowler a wicket. It's really impressive. As in comes Henry, last ball of the 15th over. Bowls. There's a run-out chance, a poor throw from Owen. And the end of the over brings the score to 75 for 5. A further 88 needed off 30 balls. So a couple more chats here. Let's have a look. Big Al says, proud of you, Henry. So that's his uncle. That's Uncle Al who's posted that. So very clear to see that this streaming is going live around the world. So thank you, Uncle Al. I'll pass that on to him. He'll be very happy to see that. Marco, have a wicket, Henry. Yeah, that would really just top his day off, I think, Marco. But he's bowled really well, but with no luck. But that can happen also. So Simoon carrying on, continuing in here from the Kiev end. He's in, he bowls. That's launched, that's gone very high. It will go nowhere near the boundary, believe it or not. But they will come back for 2. Picked up by Stewart. And 2 more runs to the total. Romeo. Simoon always does that run up and throw mystery bowling. Very confusing for any batsman. That is his natural rhythm. Yeah, I think that's right. Sometimes with the bowler, it is all just about rhythm, but he's a very consistent bowler. Is Simoon, so I wouldn't change anything because I think the rhythm helps him. But pleasing to watch his consistency. It's really good. So long may that continue. But yeah, you just feel there's always a chance of a wicket when Simoon bowls, which is a really good thing from a fielding side, knowing you have that type of bowler. He doesn't give much away, and that's in the air. Oh, there we go. That just falls short of Dave Robson there in the backward deep gully position. Romeo, wicket will be there this over for Henry, the young little man. Well, if he gets another one, Romeo, we can still hope. But let's see. He might get another over. Don't know. Let's see. So halfway through the 16th over. Simoon in again. Bowls. Good line, good length, and there we go. There we go. Another batsman falls to the Simoon mystery. Very good bowler, Simoon. Very good. Consistent line, length. Doesn't throw much all over the place. And it's one of those bowlers you always can say deserves that wicket. Bowls really well. So, the Riders lose their 6th wicket, 79 on the score. So 84 now needed from 26 balls. The run rate is up to nearly 20, so you can only see one winner from here. And I think what helped in this is the great opening partnership of Callie and Owen, and then Ben Jones, Parko middle orders, and now Simoon and Henry are continuing that tight bowling. Really good bowling unit display from the Hippos today, which is making this looking a really comprehensive victory so far. So the new man in is Mafiz to take his first ball from Simoon. He dabs it out for 1. Swooped, fielded, 1 more to the total. Mafiz gets off strike, first ball. Gets a run on the scoreboard, moves it to 80 for 6. So Simoon in, ball! Again, another victim for Simoon. Simoon now moves on to 2 wickets for 10 runs. Bowled really well yet again. I think a really good acquisition for the Hippos over the winter to come and join this team. Marco says the mystery man is at it again. Congratulations. Yeah, it just shows you how difficult it is, because I don't think there's any player in these leagues that have played against Simoon or with Simoon that don't know he's the mystery man, but he still picks up the wickets, and that's maybe the mystery of the man. So, change of bowling now from the Stockholm end. Well done, young Henry. Very credible first 2 overs in men's cricket. Well done. Really pleased with yourself. But coming on now at the Stockholm end will be Mac. Mac will be replacing Henry from the Stockholm end. Another flight and guile bowler here for the Hippos. So, Mac in to Mafiz. Again, just some line and length on the hip, pushed, but for no runs. Marco, 2 in a row, more like full moon, not a Simoon. Marco, you need to play cricket more, because he's turning into a comedian, my friend. That's pushed out. That'll just be a 1. A sweeper comes round, picks it up, and unbelievable. The batsman turned. The ball was on its way in. I don't think he realised, and a run out is completed, and so it's turning into a bit of a nightmare for the Riders. Another wicket falls, a run out there. Good piece of fielding, but if I recall rightly, I think he turned blindly there, and there was his downfall. He couldn't see the ball was actually on his way in. So a lesson to be learned. Surly Pattenden says, has Henry inherited his bowling from his dad? Well, it's fair to say, Surly, I've seen his father bowl many times, and his dad was a very, 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 very good bowler. So it's probably fair to say that, yes, it is in his genes, in the family, that It's like father, like son. So clearly picked that up from his dad. But his dad could also bat. He was very good. He was a good all-rounder, was his dad. Not only at cricket, but in size. And Henry's just got to work on his batting. Just got to work hard on his batting if he wants to be considered a batsman at this level. So, but the future's bright. The future's got many opportunities for him. So, listen, if he's as good as his father, he'll have a good career. So Mac to continue. Abdul is the new man in. That's up, that's outside the off stump. It's pushed through, it's misfielded, but still only the one. So one more to the total. The new batsman is Tanvir. Gets off the mark straight away. Score moves along to 82 for 8. As Mac bowls again, that's down the leg side. They take a bye. Owen, the second attempt, stops the ball. The ball is returned. Marco, Hippos are putting in a performance today. Yeah, I think that's a really good statement, Marco. You know, there was he's got back in his ground there, chance of a stumping, but got back in. But yeah, you know, I think the first 2 or 3 batsmen, as we said in the innings for the Hippos, really well laid a good platform. Not a perfect team performance because I think. If we're to be honest, the Hippos fell away a little bit in those middle to last overs, but they've really come out as a fielding unit and bowled very well, bowled very tightly. As that goes up in the air, will Richard get round? No, he won't. So they take the one. There possibly was 2, but just the one. But yeah, just to finish that off, Marco, the fielding and bowling has been exceptional. It's been really tight. They've bowled in pairs. They've supported each other. The extras have been minimal. A really good performance in the field. So I think 2/3 of the performance has been really, really good. And building up to being a complete performance as the as the season progresses. So, end of the Mac over. Another change of bowling. So the mystery man has gone. He's done his job, 2 for 10 off his 2 overs. So a change of bowling here at the Kiev end. So 17 overs gone, 85 for 8. Needing a further 78 from 18. Highly improbable. And so Vikram now replacing Simoon as he's in, up to the stumps, bowls. You be careful pulling your back out, Mr. Batsman. Many more of them, you'll have a bad back. But so Swivik, Hippos, party time, correct. And thank you, Swivik, bless you. Yes, thank you. I must be allergic to something. Vikram, yes, thank you also. However, he's just thrown that one very wide, so he will have to bowl that again. But here he goes, in, bowls, and unless that's connected with, that'll be another wide. So let's not get sloppy, Hippos. Let's see this out to the end as a team performance starts for the full innings. It's been a really good performance so far. That's better. That's gone in the air. This is a catch. This is looped up. And young Henry takes his first catch is Hippo player. So well done, Mr. 12-year-old. I've seen many catches dropped over the last couple of days. It was a dolly. You would have been annoyed with yourself if you'd have dropped it, but hey, you've still got to take it. Hey, Stuart Hooks was a dolly and he dropped his, so really good. Congratulations, Henry. But well bowled, Vikram. There's a wicket that takes them on to 88 for 9. The end is in sight. Start the bus. You'll be going home very soon. Swevik, party time again. I love it. I think that's what that emoji is. Tell me if it's something different, but I think they're party signs. So, 88 for 9. Will they see out this 18th over? Vikram started with a dot, a wide, a wicket. Here he comes up to the crease, bowls. And that will be another wide. So dot, wide, wicket wide. Kush is the last man in for the Riders. Vikram is in. Bowls. That's hit him on the pad, but I think it's probably fair to say was going down the leg side. Swevik says, yeah, okay. I am watching from the ground as well. Oh, nice. You could have come in the commentary box, my friend, and helped. It's very difficult on your own. But anyway, it's too late now. As this innings comes to an end, by the time you got here, it would probably be all over. 90 for 9. Will they get to 100? This is the question. Can they manage 3 figures? Vikram in, bowls, that's wide. I don't necessarily mean will they get to 100 in this over, but 14 balls left. Vikram back, up to the stumps, bowls. That's been launched. There is nobody out there. That will sail away to 4. So the over comes to an end. No, sorry, 1 ball left. 1 ball left. 95 for 9. They need 68, but that's irrelevant now from 13 balls as Vikram is in, up to the stumps. Do you know, it could be 100 in this over. So, dot, wide, wicket, wide, dot. 1 wide, 4 wide. You're getting lots of value for your money here, guys, out of this over. Well, that's a straight one. That's been launched, but that's gone again. That's over the top. Will it roll away? Is that the 100 up? It is. There's the 100. So I'll eat my words. 100 is brought up in this over. Wow. I'm not quite sure how many balls were bowled in that over. 10, 11, 12 maybe. Anyway, onwards and upwards. 100 for 9 with 2 overs to go. I think the Hippos have to close this out though if they're going to be credible side. They're going to be ruthless. They need to finish this off. But good to see sharing it around and letting everybody contribute. So Mac to continue from the Stockholm end. He's up to the stumps, bowls. Good line, good length. Kush on strike. He's currently on 1 from 3 balls. Tanvir 10 from his 6 balls. It's pulled straight for one more to the score. Takes him on to 101 for 9. Sweevik says, next time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, my friend. So, a little tinker with the field again from the skipper. Mack is in, bowls. Oh, did he snaffle that? Is that a caught and bowled? He did. And there we go. That's the match to the Hippos. So the Riders are all out for 101 with 18.2 overs bowled. Comfortable victory. So the Hippos win by 62 runs. So a good performance then. Excellent performance in the field, really, by the Hippos, which is contributed massively. So good all-round performance. Well done, the Hippos. Unlucky the Riders, but hey, look, lots of positives. Well done, young Henry. Really good skippering from Stewart. Some good batting in the early stages from the Hippos, and a good all-round team performance. So, thank you for joining, and I look forward to speaking to you in this afternoon's game. Just to finish off, before it ends, thanks, Kev, for the commentary. No problem, Marco. Much appreciated. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Much easier when there's commentary coming in from the chat as well. So, Scott Dunman, well done, Hippos. That's a solid team effort. Exactly. And that's what's won them that game. Sweevik, yeah, thank you for your awesome commentary. No problem. Aditya, Marco knew it all the way when it would end. Yeah, exactly. Knowledgeable. Sweevik, up the Hippos. Aditya says, good win, Hippos. It was a good win. And if they can carry on that team performance through the season, they'll take some beating. But really good game of cricket. Contribution for both sides. And I look forward to speaking to you all later. Have fun now in this beautiful day.